Hello everyone. Let me know if you can hear me, please. The issue was that I couldn't, for whatever reason, the microphone wasn't connecting. There we go. We got some action going there now. Okay, give me a second here. I need to adjust some of my windows. Okay, so before I apologize for starting late. I was, like I said. Okay, I'll deal with that here. Okay. When the light is red, it should be paused just so that I can talk for a bit. So I'm sorry I was late. I did a Windows update a few days ago, and that really just messed up all kinds of drivers. For a while there, I couldn't get into Premiere. I was having errors when I was starting up. Anyway, I fixed all of that stuff, only to find that now my microphone won't connect, so I had to deal with that. I apologize for starting late, but here we are. There were a few super chats and stuff while I was preparing, so let me address those really quick before I get too far in and I forget. So thank you for the $5, Jordan. Thank you for becoming a plastic fork, 11 ticles. Thank you for the $99.99, Sarah. For the $20, Amelia. For the $5, Aclo Polyps. For the $4.99, for X_. I spent money on my mom's. Oh geez. Okay, I'm not reading that one out loud. I appreciate it though. And for the $50 Mexican dollars, I think it's Mexican. MX. I'm assuming it's Mexican dollars. Either way, thank you very much for that. And this donation thing, it should be updating as we go, but there we go. Now it is. So there's first of all, before we get like too into it, please read like the rules and such down in the description. I just want to make sure that everybody knows what's going on before we get too into it. This is Asking Better 5. This is my 5th year anniversary on YouTube. I started the channel on June 16th, 2016. So it's been a year, 5 years and a day. So we're doing an Asking Better 5 this year. Sorry, just needed to type something out there.
$5 for years. That's like $0.00000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000
Chronicles.
The videos you make are good. Make more good videos. I like them because they are good.
Thank you for the, again, 50 Mexican dollars. I appreciate that very much, Max. So I have like, oh, here we go.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you for the $5, Alfred. Wow, there's going to be a lot of these coming in. I can see that already by looking at the chat. I missed one, apparently. Thank you for the... Okay, I don't know what that is, but thank you for the donation, Liam Gold. You didn't say anything, so that's why she didn't read it out. But it looks like Korean, perhaps. Either way, thank you. The ferrets, I mean, I do have the ferret camera up, but if they're not on that level of the cage, then they're not on that level.
Top 5 YouTubers of all time. Keep it up, bro.
Thank you for the $5, Addercop. And thank you for the $4.99 plucked pickles. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and get all of these out of the way for a bit before I start talking and getting interrupted. Thank you for becoming a member, a Green Fork member. Wait, Green Fork? Yes, Green Fork. Thank you for becoming a Green Fork Jackie. So the ferrets do come down onto this level. They spend most of their time sleeping there, so apologies if they're not there right now. It's like being at the zoo. You go and see the elephants, and if they're hiding in their enclosure, they're hiding in their enclosure. If I wake them up, I'll never hear the end of it, so apologies. Also, they're pesos. My mistake. Thank you for correcting me.
Sorry, had to intervene. They are pesos, not dollars.
Getting ahead of myself.
Long time sub first live stream. Can't wait for another 5 years.
I mean, I hope I'm doing this 5 years from now. That would be great. That's some excellent job security.
You don't give yourself enough credit for how much we enjoy what you do. Please, round of applause. This is a great community. Thank you so much.
Thank you for...
Thank you for upholding objective reality.
I like to think I'm holding up objective reality. Thank you, Jordan, for the 5 and Johnny for the 10. I appreciate that. It's just, there's so many.
Thoughts on cryptocurrencies?
They're a scam. They are a scam. Okay, I shouldn't say that. Some of them are a scam. BitConnect, clearly a scam. But cryptocurrencies are an investment vehicle similar to a stock, or, I mean, not even a bond. Bonds are way more stable. Similar to a stock, but less regulated. I really wouldn't get into that stuff personally, just because I'm old enough that, and I'm getting into starting my retirement too late, that I can't take risks like that. So if you're not a risk-taking person, I wouldn't recommend getting into cryptocurrencies.
With Juneteenth becoming a national holiday, are there any other dates or anniversaries that you would like to see become a federally recognized holiday?
That's a good question. First of all, I fully support Juneteenth becoming a federal holiday. I was actually quite surprised to hear that it is becoming one. I don't know if we're celebrating it this year. Like, it's on a Saturday, so it's not like the post offices are, well, they might be closed. I don't know. I don't know enough about how they're implementing this, at least in the immediate future. I do think Juneteenth is a good day. We need an August holiday. I've been saying that forever. There are no holidays in August to look forward to. So we need that. And I also think it's time to get rid of Columbus Day.
Love your vids. Last one was a banger. Keep it up, bro.
Thank you for the $5, Drew. Appreciate that. How old am I? I'm in my mid-30s.
Slightly smiling face.
Slightly smiling face. Thank you for the $2, Simon. Oh, thank you for the... Oh, geez. Jason? I'm going to go with Jason. And since I don't know what currency that is, I can't say thank you for the... But thank you for whatever that was.
Thank you for your work. You're my top 3 YouTubers. Greetings from the UK. You should do a video on Brexit for your American viewers to understand.
I'm curious as to who your other two are. Though if you were to say it in the chat, I'd probably miss it because the chat's moving so fast. But I appreciate that. Sometimes when I get compared to people, I'm quite flattered. I definitely don't. I mean, I'm not going to self-denigrate myself, but I have thought about doing a Brexit or a EU type video for Americans. It might be in the works in the future.
Love your channel, KB. I appreciate your insights.
Thank you for the $5, Joe.
Annual ad blocker apology. The description asks us to donate in USD, but the YouTubes only allow us to donate in our local currency.
That's fair. Thank you for the £20.
How did you get the Elder Better name tag? Going to need one for Halloween.
That is an interesting question. If you are in the market for those, you will find that they are quite difficult to get. The Mormons, for some reason, are really protective over those name tags. So I'm not going to tell you how I got it. I appreciate the question, though.
Honestly, I just wanted to hear Robot Lady.
Thank you, 11. A Twitch regular. Speaking of, if you enjoy my live streams, if you've noticed an increase in the quality of my live streams over the last year, it's because I've been streaming on Twitch. My streaming on Twitch is a supplement to my YouTube channel. It's not a replacement. I mean, I do play games on there sometimes, but the games are usually related to whatever topic we're working on. So my Twitch streams are usually work related. I'm usually researching, writing, or editing. I mean, people have seen me do every part of that process. Lately, we've been watching Caleb and Sophia, which is. The show is Caleb and Sophia. So the show is a Jehovah's Witness channel for kids. My next video is about Jehovah's Witnesses, and it's not going to be until July. So we're doing the research on that right now, watching through, seeing what it is they want their children to learn, and yeah, if you want to be part of that process, come on over to Twitch. I stream Sundays and Tuesdays. Not enough to be partner, but I am affiliated, or I am an affiliate over there. I don't plan on like shifting to Twitch completely. I don't plan on becoming like a gamer over on Twitch. It's just, if you want to see the behind the scenes stuff, having a Twitch audience has been so helpful for the videos. They've been helping me since the climate policy video. Having people who can live fact check, who can ask questions, really helps me write the script and know what direction I need to go. It's so helpful, and I thank them so much for being there.
KB, thanks for all the great content. I second the call for a round of applause.
Well, thank you for the $5, Scabs. I appreciate that. I'm sorry if I miss any of them.
Keep up the great content. Bring back Scumbag Knowing Better LMAO.
He was in the libertarianism video. What more do you want from me? I hate that character so much.
No ferrets dressed as mail carriers. Trash stream false advertising. 0 tenths would not recommend. JK. Keep doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you very much, Kyle. I appreciate that. Even
Hello KB. I want to collaborate by translating some of your videos' captions to Brazilian Portuguese, starting by the just world fallacy. How can I help?
I don't.
Thanks for all the great work.
So,
Your videos are how I get through my 12-hour workdays. Love what you do.
thank you for the $5, Jackie. As for the captions thing, since YouTube got rid of the community contributions, I don't know of a good way to do that anymore. Aside from sending you the script and having you translate it, I mean, it would just be a mess. Yeah, I would have to look into that a little bit more. Perhaps if, yeah, it's something I'd have to either talk with my Discord about or something to figure out how we could do that. But yeah, I appreciate the offer, and I'll keep it in mind when I get around to translating.
Sorry to interrupt. Thanks for being a cool dude and having interesting content. Looking forward to whatever comes next for you and the channel. GG.
GG. Well, thank you.
Yeah, not gonna let you keep talking. Have some money, YouTube boy.
Thank you for the pesos. Now I know what they are. Thank you, Max. I appreciate that.
Who is your favorite character to play in the Knowing Better cinematic universe? Also, I really love your videos. I always learn so much. Happy trails.
So I've made quite a few characters over the last year as part of. So the big project, the big project for this last year was the All That Changed in 1972 series. It starts with running shoes and it ends with libertarianism. So that whole set of videos was one big project. If you watch the opening of the running shoes video and the opening of the libertarianism video, that should be really apparent to you, like super obvious right away. So that was all one big project, all leading up to the idea that it hasn't always been this way. We can change it. Our parents changed it. When our parents tell us, like, oh, this is the way it's always been, so they're lying. Or they don't remember that all of this started in 1972 or 71, depending on the specific issue. But that whole project, I created characters for almost every video. It seems like the most popular is KB Morgan, which I like him fine enough. I prefer him over Scumbag. But my favorite character, I think, is Objectively Better. Objectively Better is the libertarian, the one that always has a cigarette and aviator glasses with no undershirt. That's Objectively Better, and I like him because he's the right-wing libertarian hierarchy character, and not because I enjoy that, but because I'm very specifically trying to fight that mindset in my videos. So expect to see more of him.
Thank you for covering so much obscure, interesting history.
Well, thank you for the $5, Cherokee.
Sorry for making you and your ferrets read my previous chat.
No worries. Thank you for the $2.99.
Why ferrets?
Good question. I get that one all the time. Years ago, I was living in an apartment where I wasn't allowed to have dogs or cats, but caged animals were okay. So I got a ferret, and ever since then, I've just been attached to ferrets. Ferrets are the perfect pet. They're like a part-time dog. Imagine a dog's personality in a cat's body, and you have a ferret. Like, ferrets want to run around and wrestle and chase things and all that kind of, they want to play with you. They're not like cats where they couldn't care less if you were alive. Ferrets actually care. But some benefits for me as a veteran with mental health issues, not something I think I've made that clear in my various videos. I just haven't said it. Iraq had an effect on me. I think that's fair to say. So having ferrets is really helpful because, like a dog, they care that I'm around, but also they don't make any noise. So unlike a dog who may bark and stuff like that, like I can't do loud, sudden noises for reasons I hope are obvious. So ferrets are perfect. So these two ferrets have been declared therapy animals by the VA, which is nice. Not that I need them to. I'm allowed to have ferrets in this apartment regardless, so.
Upside down face, slightly smiling face.
Thank you for the faces, Kevin. Oh, well, happy birthday, Dennis. I'm gonna go with Dennis.
I go back and rewatch your videos when I'm bored. I really like the StarCraft reference in the Ireland video.
I mean, there are StarCraft references in every video, pretty much, I want to say. In fact, we were just talking about Twitch. For the Ancient Aliens video, I played StarCraft because, little known fact, the narrator for the Ancient Aliens TV show is the voice of Jim Raynor from StarCraft. And StarCraft has an Ancient Aliens element to it, so, with the Xel'Naga.
Will you ever do a video on Canada? Whether historical or really anything. Also, rep Audio Technica gang, much love from Quebec.
Perhaps. I mean, I'm friends with JJ, and I imagine he'll make me.
Thank you so much for teaching me about subjects that I would never know that I wanted to learn about. I HAVR rewatched them so many times, but I always find some new detail or tidbit of information that I missed last time.
Well, good. That's the idea.
Politically, what do you consider yourself to be at this point? Weren't you a moderate at one point?
Okay, so this comes up all the time. 10 years ago, I was definitely a moderate, without a doubt. I mean, the what was it? Obama versus McCain. Was that 2008? I was actually on the fence for that one. It wasn't until Palin got into the picture that I was like, okay, not voting for McCain, clearly. And I voted for Obama. And I voted against Trump both times. So I voted for Hillary and I voted for Biden. However, I will say that over the last 10 years, two things have happened. The parties have drifted. I mean, the Republican Party for sure has drifted very far right. I mean, the Republican Party today is not the Republican Party of 2008. It's just not. It's moved to the right. And the Democrats have become the center party. We don't have a left-wing party here. The Democrats and the Republicans agree on almost everything, except for the finer details, usually about like social issues, gay marriage, trans rights, stuff like that. And in that regard, I agree with the Democrats clearly over the Republicans. I've done the 9 axes tests and stuff. I've done those live on Twitch. Always be plugging. And I think the last time I was a democratic socialist or a social democrat, something like that. One of those two. I can never remember which is which, to be honest. So I supported Bernie this election. I was a big Bernie fan, and I was really disappointed that he didn't win the primary. But that's, I mean, everyone. My biggest fear is that we went with Biden because he was a super safe choice. And what's going to happen in the next election? because we've seen this play out before with Nixon. Nixon was impeached, or he was going to be impeached, and he resigned. So we went with a super safe option, Jimmy Carter. And who came after Jimmy Carter? That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about who our follow-up person is going to be.
I love your channel. Thanks for the education.
Oh, well, thank you very much for the 50 pounds, Mosaski. Jeez. Moskoski? Yeah. Oh, thank you for the $10. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're not going to be watching. I'm not going to be reacting to videos this time. It's an AMA.
What's with the stick?
Okay. So I did 3 videos that were themed based off of Twin Peaks, the TV show, from the 90s, way long ago. So I did the post office, police, and banking, and those were all Twin Peaks references. That's what the curtains and all that stuff was. It was all Twin Peaks. And there's a character known as the Log Lady, who's always holding a log. And in the DVD Blu-ray versions of the show, she does the intro to every episode, and she gives some sort of weird poetry. So that's what that was. The cop holding the log, giving poetry. It was a Twin Peaks reference. So I went outside to the park to get this stick, and I've just kept it this whole time.
Love the ODST sound effect.
I'm a gamer at heart. I mean, I really don't identify that way as much anymore, but I like the sounds.
Can we see an 8K? Thanks for 5 years.
Very funny, Steven. Thank you for the $25. You don't see in a resolution. That's the short answer.
Have you played Democracy on Twitch? I've wanted to play that, but IDK how it would do live, you know.
I also don't know. I might consider it. Someone look into that, please.
With the Dems in power, nothing is changing. It feels like no matter how I vote or protest, nothing will change. Big business will always win. Any armed revolutionary groups I should join? But for real, how can we change?
That's a very deep question. Thank you for the $20, Luke. I feel the same way. This would be a good time to plug my Twitter anyway. Twitter is where I kind of engage more daily and politically. And I've been super depressed by all of the news. It's the same stuff. You know, we're allowing Israel to do what they want. Just the news in general. I'm very disappointed in Biden, though not surprised, if that makes sense. So disappointed, not surprised, more of the same. And that's why I'm worried that he's our generation's Jimmy Carter, and we're about to elect the next Reagan. I'm very worried about that.
Thanks so much for all the hard work you put into your content. All the best from Austria.
Thank you for the $10 from Austria, Katerina.
Thank you for being an anti-Praga you and educating us on topics I never would have thought of. I get so excited when I see your videos. Topic idea for video January 6th because people need to know. First live stream, love your video. Hello from Taiwan.
Sorry. Thank you for the $10, Ryan. And okay, I don't know what the Hong Kong currency or what the HK currency is, but thank you, Michael, as well.
The Twitch people are super cool, and I am glad whenever I get to hang out with them.
Thank you for the $10, Jess. Jess is a regular over on Twitch, and she has helped me. Okay, hold on.
Your first video I watched was hitting rock bottom. I was going through my shattered assumptions period and helped me so much. Thanks for so much.
I'm glad you got something out of that video. Um, yeah, without getting too personal, I made that video because I went through a similar thing personally. So I hope you got something out of that. That said, the Twitch community, like I said, has really helped me improve my scripts and my videos. Jess has helped me read through a few scripts to fact check them, but mostly I need to thank my production assistant. At the beginning of the year, in January, I hired a production assistant, Rosara. If you happen to see her in the chat, make sure to say hello. Rosara has helped me fact check my scripts, line up my captions, find resources, whether that's archive videos or pictures or whatever. She is also my community manager, so she helps in the Discord and the live streams and all of that. She's been super helpful. The channel would not be where it is without her. She hasn't. I'm still the creator. So don't worry that this is becoming like a team thing and all of the jokes are going to be by committee or anything like that. That's not going to happen. She does have input, of course, but these are still my videos, and she's helping. So, and she's been an immense help. So your donations and stuff help pay her salary, so, and help me pay rent and all of that. So I appreciate all of that very much. Thank you for the $4, Steven. Or Stefan. I've heard it can go either way. Are those North Korean? Either way, thank you for... Eric? Thank you for that, Eric.
Will you ever do a video on Canada, whether historical or really anything? Much love from Quebec.
Okay, I feel like I've seen that one already. But yes, eventually, at some point, I'm sure.
Thank you for the great content. Cheers from Colombia. CGP Grey Vsauce Cold Fusion and Knowing Better are the gold standard of YouTube.
Wow, that is an impressive list to be part of. I'm not sure I agree, but thank you.
Sending love from Northern Ireland. Roll on the next 5 years.
Ireland is also a huge issue lately. Again, when I look around the world, I'm just like, it's all the same. It's the same stuff that we're having to deal with over and over. Thank you for the 10 pounds, Tom Bombadil, the worst character in Lord of the Rings.
As soldier, lover of history, psychology, politics, ferrets and Fallout, I want to say great job at spreading knowledge and laughter with your great videos. Keep up the amazing work.
It sounds like you're basically me.
First ask better stream, but I have been watching your vids for about 2 years. PS, do you have another job than this?
Nope, YouTube is my full-time job. I've been doing full-time for 2 years now.
In your bloopers you asked something like if you can buy a non-communist banana. But I can't remember exactly what you said. Do you remember?
Yes. Okay, so this would be a good time to plug my Patreon. So I keep all of my bloopers for the year, and I release them all at the end of the year, or the season, whatever you want to call it. So year 5 bloopers have been put up today. No, yesterday. I put them up yesterday. So if you want to see those, all of the bloopers from the police video to now, in there, while I'm like doing my makeup, which yes, I do wear some makeup, I'm talking about how I had to buy bananas for the Smedley Butler video. And I asked, can you buy ethical bananas? Like, how can I make sure that the banana I just bought isn't a government toppling banana? And I'm not sure there's a correct answer to that because it's a Chiquita banana. It's not like I have choices. It's not like I go to the grocery store and there's Chiquitas and Dole and I don't know, some organic farmer to choose from. It's just all Chiquita. So, like, how do you avoid co-sponsoring government coups? I don't know the answer to that, and that's what I asked in the bloopers. So check that out if you want.
I absolutely love your channel. You're well researched and are very engaging. Plus your voice is soothing as heck. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Monica. I'm glad my voice is soothing.
Happy 5th anniversary. Already subbed on Twitch, so here's another congrats.
Thank you, the little nerdy birdie. I bet the KB Morgan voice just grates your ears, doesn't it?
Someone mentioned explaining Brexit to Americans. I strongly recommend TLDR News to anyone who wants to understand everything going on there.
I also recommend TLDR News. It's very good.
KB, if you're doing a Jehovah's Witness video, have you made contact with Telltale? He makes some great videos about the subject.
There's a collective cringe sigh among my entire Twitch audience now. Not because Telltale's great, and he and I have been talking. so yes, I have gotten in contact with Telltale. The reason there's a cringe there is I get asked that question every 15 minutes on Twitch, it seems. Like, people come in, they see that I'm watching Caleb and Sophia, and they're like, hey, have you heard of Telltale? Every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes. It's like, wow. We had to create a chatbot command specifically for that. So yes, I am talking to Telltale. I'm aware of him. I'm also aware of the other channels, John Cedars, and all of the books. I mean, everyone was recommending this book to me, Apocalypse Delayed, so I have that. I also need to get a silver sword, for those of you who know what a silver sword is. So, yes, I'm on it. Thank you.
Take my ad block penance, KB. Can't thank you enough for the great content.
Alright, you're forgiven. Thank you for the $10.
Absolutely love your videos, been watching for a few years, love the direction you've been taking. My cue is, do you work mostly alone on your videos?
Yes, mostly, except for Twitch, and having people like Rosara read it over, and other creators as well. I have other creators read them all the time. Thank you for becoming a member.
Are you going to do a video on woke culture?
I feel like all of my videos lately are on woke culture. I'm not sure what you would want me to say about it. Usually when people ask that kind of thing, it's because they want you to debunk it or talk crap about it, and I'm not... I have no problem with people trying to be a little more sensitive and nice. You should automatically try to do that. Let's see if I can get any of the ferrets down to the lower level, because I keep looking up at the corner there, and I'm like, why? Neither of them, really? So maybe if I give them a snack. There we go. That one's Atlas, and he's asleep. Let's hope he stays that way.
The inverse is cat personality and dog body fox.
Oh, okay, you're responding to my ferret comment. Thank you for the, what was that, $3.99?
Thank you for making amazing content. You're my favorite YouTuber.
Thank you. Oh, Andrew Jaku, you're a regular as well. Thank you for the $5.
I saw your banking video again and I thought the $5 next to the piggy bank was a nice touch. I like your small memes in the videos, keep it up.
I'm glad someone pays attention to the background.
History buff and politics junkie, I always learn a lot from your videos. Thanks, KB.
Thank you for the $10, Colton.
KB, are you taking any time off this summer for a vacation?
Okay, so I don't like taking big blocks of time off. I can't do it. So when I take time off, what I'm really doing is just sort of slowing down. So I might take a week here or there, but any more than that and I start getting really antsy. So this has been the same song.
Thought it'd mix the currencies up a bit with, and I really enjoy your content and live stream times upside down face.
Thank you for the €5.
Would you prefer a president with good character or one who is a good statesman?
Oh, good character, I think. Thank you, a dancing piece of bread, but good character.
Thank you for your work. I've never been to US and your videos help me to understand your country much better.
I know I focus a lot more on the US. Okay, after this next one I'll pause it.
Hey KB, do you think Trumpism is a fascist movement?
Yeah. Yes. Clearly. Thank you for the $5, Trey. Trumpism is clearly a fascist movement. I mean, just look at it. It really isn't. I don't see how that's even up for debate. So, what was I going to respond to? I was going to respond more to the president with good character or a good statesman. Yeah, I'm going to have to think about that one a bit more now that I'm sitting here.
Thanks for all the great educational videos and for discussing mental health problems in the military. Helped me while I was in.
Well, good, Wormy. I'm glad I helped somebody aside from myself.
Okay, last one. In buying a Switch game, is there one you recommend? Also, I love the I'm not a racist but from the Quartering of Troops video.
The only game I've played on Switch is Breath of the Wild.
Correction. You are half right. We don't see in pixels, but our eyes have a limited angular resolution.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Thanks for the videos over the years.
That's why I said the simple answer. Thank you for the $5. Hauntus?
Are you planning in doing a video on the petrol corruption scandal of South America or perhaps its authoritarian shift of recent years?
No, but I could. Thank you for the $20.
Would you consider making some sort of more formal lesson plan structure to your videos to make a sort of class, instead of disparate topics?
No. The short answer to that is no. My content is not geared towards K-12 education. Okay, so a while back, YouTube introduced, or not YouTube, the U.S. federal government introduced the COPPA law, the COPPA, where all YouTubers have to mark their videos either for kids or not for kids. I have marked mine not for kids, so I'm not making my content on purpose for children, though I know they're gonna watch it anyway, at least, you know, high school students and stuff. But I mean, that aside, it's not for them legally, hint hint, okay? And I'm gauging it more towards adults anyway, because adults can vote, and I feel like I have more impact when talking to adults. If you're a high school student, please keep learning, keep watching. But in terms of like making my videos more teacher friendly or classroom friendly, no. I used to do that. Like all those videos where I say I was very painfully centrist, especially in the first year, those were classroom-oriented videos. And I've really moved away from that. I like being able to talk about deeper topics. I like being able to swear occasionally. It's very rare, right? But I do it. And yeah. So the short answer there is no, I don't plan on making my videos more classroom friendly.
Wow, I've never thought about Carter, Biden like that before. Now to stop the existential dread from setting in.
I wrote a summary on my Reddit, my subreddit. My subreddit is where I usually write long form comments about whatever it is that's going on, whether it's a recent video or a playlist or whatever it is. So I wrote a summary for the 1972 project where I outlined that whole Biden-Carter parallel that I was worried about. So if you'd like to know more of my thoughts about that, definitely check out that specific summary.
Would you consider doing a collab with YouTubers who is more conservative? Would love to see a video like that.
I got in trouble for collaborating with a conservative here very recently, actually. I still plan on doing it if the person is right for the topic. Yeah, so I have no problem with that as long as you know they're conservative, but they're not a racist or a fascist or whatever, which JJ is neither of those things.
Any games you're excited to play in the coming years?
No, and that's a huge problem. There aren't any games I'm excited about. It's been such an issue for me lately.
Ditto with one of the last donors. Your hitting rock bottom video came at a tough time in my life and helped me sort things out. It helped me decide not to drop out, and now I have my education degree.
Well, good, Walt. I would always recommend finishing. Thank you for the $10. And thank you for the $4.99 Groovy Games. JJ is the person I collabed with on the libertarianism video.
Thank you for the content and the fight against fascism. What is your favorite event of the 20th century?
My favorite event of the 20th century? What kind of question is that? Thank you for the $40, Life Hater. Favorite event of the 20th century? Are we talking like specific, like, I mean, even when I try to think of that kind of stuff, they're all terrible. Pearl Harbor, JFK, Challenger, like they're all these terrible events. What's a good one? The Britney Spears NSYNC Super Bowl halftime show. I'm not even sure if that was in the 20th century.
Greetings from Germany. Love your content.
Thank you for the €2, Daru.
Thoughts on pulling out of Afghanistan?
Yes. We should have done it 10 years ago. Yes, leave already. We're not welcome there anymore. Thank you for the $5.
Big hugs from Norway. Your content is great, and so is your personality shining through in your videos.
Thank you for the $10, Amy. I appreciate that. Yes.
I am trying to make it into the Air Force Academy. Do you know anything about the difference in service quality between ROTC graduates and Academy graduates in the military? Thank you for the vids. I love the different perspectives.
So in my experience, ROTC graduates are a little more down to earth since they went through college like a normal person with normal students rather than an academy where they're very, the moon landing is a good one. Thank you. I prefer that one. Anyway, back to what I was saying. ROTC, Service Academy graduates are usually very hardcore from my experience. It's just, you know, different flavors of the same thing. Which one are you going for? Oh, thank you for becoming a member. So YouTube memberships, if you've been seeing that, it's the join button down below. It gets you access to the Discord, which you get access to the Discord if you're a Patreon supporter, a Twitch sub, or a YouTube member. The Discord is open for any supporters. And the Discord's a great place. I ask questions in there to help for research. There's a community there. We do occasional watch parties for, you know, whatever's related to the next video that I'm working on. So we watched the Atlas Shrugged video or movies. It's gonna be a blooper, isn't it? Okay, we watched the Atlas Shrugged movies together. It made it much less terrible, a little more fun. So if you'd like to be part of that kind of thing, get into the Discord by YouTube member, Twitch sub, or Patreon. And if you're a Green Fork, you get early access to videos as well.
Thank you for being, not a typer. Thank you for being Elizabeth and Zeke Rat.
Thank you for, okay, I will continue being. Thank you for the 20 pounds reality minus.
Take my ad block money. Love the vids.
Thank you for the $5.01 Dijon mustard. It helps make up for all those $4.99s.
Big fan and love to see you make more content. What is your research process like for each video?
Hold on. Okay, so the research process. I knew this question was going to come up. I actually prepared an answer for you. So I typically start off by asking other creators that I know are more well-versed in the subject, what they think I should look at first as a resource. So like for the Mormon video, I have quite a few Mormon friends or ex-Mormon friends as well. And I ask them, is there a book you think I should watch or read? Is there a movie I should watch, documentary, something like that? What do you think I should do? And they usually help me out. Barring that, I typically start with a book. If I can find a good comprehensive book on the subject, I start there. And then as I'm listening to that, if I hear anything interesting, like in so-and-so's book, he talks about blah, 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 and we're going to cover that shortly here. And I'm like, oh, okay, I should check out that book, or that documentary or whatever. And I just sort of, I start there with the one big one. Okay, this process is different for different kinds of videos. I'm currently working on a religion video. I'm working on a video about Jehovah's Witnesses, so I'll talk about that process specifically. I asked creator friends, should I read anything? Should I watch any movies? That sort of stuff. And I start there. And then I branched out. I started listening to podcasts about the subject. So I found some ex-Jehovah's Witnesses who do podcasts, and I've been listening to that. And then I start... when it comes to religions, the content they make for children is the best research you could do. This is the stuff they want beginners to know. So I watch all of the children's content, all of the teenager content if I can find it, and I absorb it that way, and that's how I pick up on the lingo, on how they talk about it themselves. I really just, so far this month, I've spent 4 or 5 hours a day researching. Sorry, 4 or 5 hours a day researching, listening, watching. So I really just immerse myself in. And once I find myself talking to myself about the subject in the shower, on a run, at the gym, wherever. If I'm working out and I'm explaining things to myself, that's when I know I'm ready to start writing the script. So that's kind of the research process. I know it's very haphazard, sounds like, anyway, but it's worked so far. So oh, thank you for becoming a member, C. McClellan, another regular over on Twitch.
Love your videos. I never miss them. Keep up the great work.
Thank you for the 5 loonies, Jeremy.
You look like you could be my brother and we think alike. You have more knowledge. Thank you.
Well, I look very generic, right? Brown hair, brown eye, white guy. But I appreciate that.
Me again, do you think that a video relating to Ireland in a political, historical, or social aspect could be in the books someday?
So I have done a video on Ireland, but it's definitely something I'm considering revisiting, especially with Brexit.
How did you come to own an older NWTJW Bible?
Because my first degree for education... I'm sorry. Education was my first degree. But I signed up to be a social studies teacher, and you have to pick a content focus, and I chose world history, specifically Western religions. So I have all of the Bibles from back then. So this is a 1984 version, which I got in, 2005, 2006. So, yes, there is a newer version of this that I have to get where they change some more stuff. So I've been interested in religion for a long time. I haven't had to buy any Bibles since starting the channel because I've had them this whole time.
Do you watch Lemio or Last Week Tonight?
Both. Lemino is great, and so is Last Week Tonight, though, hit or miss sometimes. Lemino is batting 1,000.
What editing software do you use for your videos?
Premiere. I use Adobe Premiere only. I haven't learned After Effects yet. It's on the list, though.
Happy 5 years, KB. Random cube at fave food.
Cheeseburgers, without a doubt. French fries as well. Cheeseburgers and French fries.
Have you ever changed your opinion about a subject while
yes.
for a video about that subject?
Yes, absolutely. The police were a big one. My opinions on so much about the judicial system, and especially when it comes to drugs. I did a complete 180 while researching that video. I went into it. Drugs are bad, okay? But I don't think we should be ruining people's lives over them. And learning about how much this affects the rest of your life. If you get arrested for drugs when you're 19, it's over for you. It's over. I think a lot of white middle class people have this perception that, well, if you're guilty of a crime, you do your time and then you can rejoin society. And that's just not true. It's just not. If you have a conviction on your record, it's over for you in so many ways. You're not going to get student loans because you have to check that box. You're probably not going to get a nice apartment because you have to check that box. You're going to have a hard time getting a good job because you have to check that box. The criminal record thing follows you into every other aspect of your life, things that you wouldn't even think about. Your credit score is affected by a criminal record. You're going to have a hard time getting credit cards, home loans, car loans, everything becomes affected over this mistake you made when you were 19 because you were an adult and it never goes away, blah blah. But it's not just drugs, it's everything. Any sort of criminal conviction ruins your life. You may be able to pick up the pieces, but it's never going to be the same. And I didn't realize that until I made the police video, and I learned more about what happens. I was so shocked, and I felt like I had been lied to my entire childhood, because I grew up thinking, well, if you're not doing anything wrong, you have nothing to worry about. And that's just not true. It's just not. Read Rise of the Warrior Cop. If you read that and you still support the current state of policing, there's something severely wrong with you.
Will you do a video on the Federal Reserve?
I think I have a little bit. I touched on it in banking and currency. That topic is rife with conspiracy.
Right, it is Jason. A challenge. Call CGP Grey to collaborate with him. He'll wait to translate whenever you're ready.
Yeah, as if I could just call up CGP.
Love your stuff. First stream I've seen live. I'm a Brit but would be interested in your answer to the following. If you became president of USA, what would your first 100 days consist of?
Jeez. Let me come back to this.
A wide range of relevant topics that you cover, KB, as well as the thorough research and thoughtful, lucid presentation of your thoughts and perspective on the subjects.
I'm trying to find where that one is in the list. I heard her say it. Okay, there it is. Thanks for... Well, okay, that's another reason why, like, I wouldn't really go back to teaching, and I don't really want to direct my content towards classrooms, because I like being able to do whatever it is I want. Police, post office, libertarianism, ancient aliens. I like being able to just do what I want and not have to, like, oh, I have to keep a AP US history curriculum going. There are channels for that, and I'm glad they exist, allowing me to do whatever it is I want. So going back to, if I became president, what would my first 100 days consist of? I'm not running for office. I don't want to be president. Are you kidding me? I have enough. I'm stressed out enough about my current following. The fact that I have over 1,000 people watching right now is terrifying to me. I just don't handle not public speaking, but having this many people pay attention to my thoughts on stuff is new for me, and I don't think I would ever want that to be tens of millions or anything. So that said, if they just I don't know, if they drew a name out of a hat and ta-da, I'm president. Okay, so I would get rid of the postal requirement for them to... I would fix the post office. Okay, I would pretty much get rid of that 2007 law completely, where they have to prepay their retirement. No, fix the post office. I would also end the drug war and scale back police funding and redirect some of that to creating a different agency that handles non-violent issues, noise complaints, VIN inspections, that kind of stuff. I would create a community response thing. I would also make national standards for police. It's insane that we have 18,000 different departments everywhere, all with their own rules. It's just bananas. Those are just some of the things. I mean, there's so much I would do. So much. No more. I would make education a federal issue rather than a states' rights issue. The fact that it's up to the states is also bananas to me. Ranked choice voting. I would implement that. I would get rid of the electoral college, or at least redo the electoral college so that it's more proportional, at least. Stuff like that. A lot. There's a lot that I would love to change if I could. If I could just wave a magic wand, right? But I can't. Another thing I would do is I would use the military for at-home infrastructure. This is as a veteran, I've thought about this long and hard. It's insane to me that we have engineering units that go and build bridges in Afghanistan, but they don't do anything here at home. I think having the military build bridges here at home as part of their practice, training, whatever you want to call it, would not only keep their skills sharp, it would help the country in building our infrastructure, and it would just help in terms of public relations. You know, the military isn't just the people we send over there. They also help with natural disasters. They built this bridge. They, you know, helped us during the flooding here. Like, if we use the military here at home, I think it would just be better. Super controversial, I know, and there would be other issues with that, but I feel like we should be using the military more at home, or not for peacekeeping or policing, but for general community welfare stuff. You know, if the National Guard unit shows up at a park and they clean it on a weekend, I mean, the whole town would be grateful for that, right? Like, nobody would be like, oh, the National Guard's using up the park today. No, they're cleaning it. They're picking up all the trash. They're like... And for those of you who are going to be like, oh, but the military, that would hurt morale in the military to be used that way. No, it would not. I couldn't tell you how many days I spent cleaning up brass from the gun range. That's something that military members just do all the time. And if I was doing it out in the community, I would feel so much better about myself than if I was just cleaning up the colonel's parade lawn. Like, such a waste of time. If I was cleaning up a school playground, I would feel so much better about myself. Like, I actually did something today. So that's what I would do.
Why do I seem to remember the first video I ever watched of yours being about trains? Also, please make a video about trains.
Okay, so I did make a video about trains. Another Patreon plug, I suppose. I actually wrote this stuff down. I have, over my 5 years of YouTubing, I have made 125 videos. 95 of which are still on YouTube, which means almost 30 of them are unlisted and up on Patreon. I've taken those videos down because I've updated them in the case of gun control or taxes, or they've become outdated, which is the case for the most recent unlisted video, which was Constantinople in the Middle East. So I made a video, I don't know, 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, about the Sykes-Picot Agreement and how Israel came to be. And given recent events, I've learned that some of the stuff I said was inaccurate. So that video is unlisted and it's up on Patreon should you want to watch it. But I no longer felt comfortable having that video up and open to anybody, because I don't agree that information is accurate. It probably wasn't accurate for the time, but it definitely isn't anymore. Thank you for the $4.99 platypus dragon. Thank you. Make sure my voice doesn't go out.
KB, you are my hero. Can you explain how you first got interested in these Made in America religions like Mormons, JWs, Heaven's Gate, etc.?
Yeah, okay, so thank you, JJ, for the 20 Monopoly dollars. JJ is the person I collabed with in the libertarianism video. He's Canadian and he's a conservative. So how did I first get interested in the Made in America religions? So, okay, this might be a little bit of spoilerish for future videos, but I'm really concerned with the rise of evangelical Christians in America, specifically because of their attachment to Trumpism and QAnon. If you're an evangelical Christian and you aren't out there storming the Capitol, keep doing what you're doing. I don't have a problem with you. I have a problem with the people who want to change this country into Gilead from Handmaid's Tale. And there are those people. They definitely exist. So I was trying to find a way to talk about them without talking about them, if that makes sense. I'm kind of holding up a mirror to them. So I made the Mormonism video, which is American exceptionalism, but as a religion. Because Mormons are not the only people who think that America should be a Christian nation and gay marriage should be illegalized and trans people should stop existing and stuff. Like, it's not exclusive to Mormons, and in fact, evangelical Christians are a much larger group. So, by talking about Mormons, I was holding up a mirror to the evangelicals to be like, you guys are like this. You need to stop it. Because evangelical Christians point and laugh at Mormons all the time. And I wanted to be like, hey, you guys kind of believe the same stuff. Maybe you don't believe in golden plates and Adam and Eve in America, but you believe all the other stuff, all the social conservative political stuff. So maybe consider why. So that's why I kind of got into the topic. That, and I've always been interested in them.
Thanks for all the great videos.
Thank you for the $29, Travis. I just saw the next one. Oh, not the next one. They're out of order.
Why are afraid of a 21st century Reagan, and help me understand why leaning right is wrong in your opinion. Please educate IR.
Okay, that's a really long answer. Please, if someone could find the link to that 1972 explanation and put it in the chat, that would be great. I'm not going to re-explain it though. You kind of have to watch the libertarianism video to see why I'm worried about this.
That song is great. The one from your most recent video. It's good. Play it.
Which song? The background song? If that's what you want, it'll come up randomly.
Thank you for our lovely parasocial relationship.
That's the one I was kind of laughing at. Empress is another regular over on Twitch. Thank you for the $5, Empress. Oh, I missed the name. I'm sorry if I missed the name.
I'm from the Big Island, now way north of you if you're still in the lower 48. Thank you for being consistently good.
Well, thank you for the $5 sticks.
Would you ever consider doing a series viewing historical US presidents through a critical lens?
I don't know if I would do all of them. Like, that would take a long time. Mr. Beat has a series like that, I think.
Thinking back to your time in education, what is something you think non-teachers just don't understand about teaching?
All of the stuff outside of the classroom. Teaching, the actual teaching part is at best 20% of the job. The rest of it, the professional development, the meetings, the IEPs, the grading and coming up with curriculum. This changes depending on states. on what state you're in, but having to go through and mark all of the standards that you hit that week, submitting your lesson plans also with what standards you're hitting for each of the, all of that stuff, all of that background stuff. I liked teaching. I liked being in the classroom in front of students teaching. I even liked, you know, the between classes, lunchtime, and after school when they would come ask me questions. All of the stuff with students I enjoyed. It was the other stuff. The 2 hours of professional development where someone tells us that Google Drive isn't going to be there forever, so make sure you have a backup copy somewhere. Yeah, because Google Drive is going somewhere, right? So that kind of stuff where I'm forced to sit there on a Saturday and listen to someone tell me about Google Glass as if this is going to be a thing. All that stuff. What you see as a parent is only a fraction of what goes into teaching. So that's why when I see parents who are like, I'm taking my kid out to homeschool, I can do this job. No, you can't. You have no idea what you're in for. If you think it's just teaching, you're wrong. You're so wrong. There's so much more to it. You know, kids come up to you and they're like, so and so dumped me. What should I do? Like, I'm a therapist. Like, there's so much more than just teaching. Okay? Please know that.
Would you ever talk about what has happened in Myanmar or other coups throughout history?
That's a yes. I will address those sorts of things in the future, with the Rohingya and all that.
Just want to say thank you. Really enjoy your content and ability to revisit in the odd chance you do miss something in your videos.
Thank you for the $5, JT. And Alex.
The wife and I love your shows. You entertain while you educate. Very enjoyable.
Well, good. That's the point, isn't it? Right? Like, I'm using education to entertain.
Thanks for being an awesome boss.
Thanks for the salary refund, Rosara.
Love your vids, man. Been subbed for 34 years now. Any thoughts on a video about the destabilization of the Middle East throughout the 20th century?
So that's the video that I just unlisted, and I probably will readdress that at some point,
Gotten to
Aaron.
look through your most recent survey. And what kind of chair are you sitting in?
Okay, so this is a Herman Miller Aeron. People on Twitch ask me that all the time too. I don't know why. But there you go. I even have a link for it. Yeah, I read it correctly, Aaron. I saw that. People ask that on Twitch all the time. As for the survey, there is a link to the survey down below. I know I announced I won't be accepting any more after June 16th, but I figured, okay, I'll wait until the stream at least. If you haven't taken that survey, please do. The link is, I don't know, the second one down in the description. Those surveys are so helpful to me. It tells me more than what YouTube does. YouTube gives me some very basic information. They tell me that 90% of my audience is male. The survey tells me otherwise, because I have more options in the survey. I have a very large LGBT audience, and I wouldn't have known that without the survey. So it's useful for demographic information. It tells me how much of my audience is American, how much of it is international. It's still mostly American. It's like 65% American, if I remember correctly. And your suggestions are super helpful. MLMs, the Armenian genocide, oil, all of those topics were suggested by you guys in recent years. And of course, if I go back further, there are even more that were viewer suggestions. But I do take your feedback and I do use it. So please take it seriously. The thumbnail for this stream, first of all, was made by Sambeawesome, who is one of my mods, both here on YouTube and on Twitch. If you have any artistic needs, profile picture, thumbnails, whatever, I hope I'm not about to swamp her with a bunch of oh dang it, what's the word? Starts with a C. What is it? What's the word? The C word used for artists? Not contract. Someone help me out here. Commissions, thank you. Yes, I hope I'm not about to flood Sambeawesome with like 1,000 commissions, but should you have any need, I can't recommend her enough. She's super easy to work with, super nice. Sambeawesome is in fact awesome, but I bring that up because I used your answers in the survey to come up with what would be on the thumbnail. Your top 2 characters were Katie Morgan and Elderbetter. That's why they are in the thumbnail. So yes, your surveys are super useful to me. Another example, like 2 months ago, I did an education survey. I asked you guys about your education. You know, were you aware of special education? Were you aware of gifted education? Do you know how you got into honors classes? That kind of stuff. I asked that. And the information I got back was that, at least among the people who answered, most of you are white or straight white males who were in honors classes. So I structured that entire education video for that. Like, it's addressed to an honors class of mostly white students. So the whole premise of that video was based on the survey. So again, please take the surveys. And also the Zoom class, all of the people that were around me, those were Discord members. So if you ever want to be available for something like that, where I say, hey, I need you to react to this video and send me your footage, I use the Discord for that. So please take the survey. And if you are interested in helping with videos, get into the Discord.
Love your content. Any plans and for Amtrak vid? And if you're comfortable saying, are you in any political party?
I'm currently, I vote Democrat, so there's that. As for Amtrak's, I'll probably do something on infrastructure in the future, trains, planes, that kind of stuff. Thank you for becoming a member as well.
Yahweh from Navajo Nation, love your content. Thoughts on E3?
I don't have any thoughts on E3. I haven't been paying attention, but thank you for the $5. I can't pronounce that.
How do you feel about some people's perspective that were sociologically more similar to what led to the start of WW1 rather than WW2?
I can understand why people would make that analogy. Thank you for the $5.
Europe's success with progressivism to cultural homogeneity. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay. So this is actually also another topic that's on my list. Specifically the Nordic model. Let's see if I can actually... There's my list. Focus. There we go. No, I don't want you to see those. Anyway, here's my list. The Nordic model is on there. Because I've been seeing a lot, especially when I did education, this came up. Like, why can't we just do what Finland does? And the response is, well, because Finland is a homogenous country. And what they're saying, when people say that, when they say, well, we can't do it because they're homogenous, what they're really saying is, we can't do it here because black and brown people will mess it up. and I couldn't disagree more. This cultural homogeneity, or ethnic homogenous nation, whatever, it's not true, and it's something that I would like to address in the future, because Ben Shapiro makes that argument all the time, that, oh well, we can't do it because we're too mixed, and that's a racist argument, but like one step removed, right? Like, oh well, you're saying it without saying it. And yeah, I very much disagree, especially when you look historically at Europe. They were I mentioned this in my education video, that Irish people were not considered white until the 1900s. Italian people were not considered white until the 1900s. They were separate. There's a reason. Okay, I don't know if any of you heard like your grandparents say this, and please don't be offended. I'm only doing this as an example. But my grandparents used to call it Italian. We're going out for Italian tonight. And that was a on-purpose racist mispronunciation. Instead of saying Italian, Italian. So that's how recent we were othering people that we now consider white. So this whole idea of cultural or racial homogeneity it's a new concept that we need to move past, I think.
Thanks for all you do talking about your service and the impact it had on you. You're one of the good ones. From caring comes courage. Lao Su.
Well, thank you for the $5, Captain Wes. I hope there are more good ones.
Suggestion for 2022, Stalker 2 or Starfield?
I have been waiting for Starfield. Thank you for the €5.
Do you know about Vermont Progressive Party? They are a successful third party in the state with left-wing values.
I do not know about them, but I will look into them. Thanks for the $5, Ike.
Thank you for the infotainment.
Okay. There is a difference, and maybe this is just me up on my high horse, right? But there is a difference between infotainment and what I do. So how I describe what I do is I am entertaining through education. All of my videos are as well researched as I can make them. I am definitely trying to educate, but on top of that, I'm trying to entertain. That's why I'm dressing up as characters. I'm putting us in Zoom classes, fake Ancient Aliens documentaries. Like, I'm trying to entertain, but teach you something at the same time. Infotainment is lesser. And a lot of us education creators feel this way. Infotainment is like list articles, or Watch Mojo, like that, the rich list. That's infotainment, where it's just, here are the top 10 highest paid actors of 2020. That's infotainment. That's not, you're not learning anything from that. It's just a step above gossip in a way. So there's a difference there, I think, and I hope I made that clear, and not as a like, well, I'm better than this person. Infotainment is usually like the corporate channels, that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Your videos are oddly addictive. I stole your small business joke, but was wondering, do you have a favorite comic book?
I do not. I've never really been that into comics. It was just a little before my time, I think. As for the small business joke, a group of ferrets is a business, so I am a small business owner.
Hey KB, love the vids. I think you should do a video about Islam kinda like the Mormon video and explain why is it sometimes violent. Why the criticism of it is seen as racist by the left.
Check out Cogito's video on Islam.
I have been watching since middle school and am now moving on to college. What is your opinion on a national coup mandate and workplace democracy?
Oof. I don't know if it should be forced. I don't know if it should be forced. So not a co-op mandate, but I think it should be more acceptable. What was the previous question? I'm sorry. Okay, the Islam one. That's what I was gonna say. The Cogito video on Islam. I feel like he's closed the book on that. Cogito has done some really good videos on Eastern religions, so Taoism, Buddhism, and Islam. So go watch his stuff. I may address it in the future, but you know, when a friend does the topic, you kind of avoid it. It's just kind of YouTuber code in a way.
What are your thoughts on the Iraq War after coming back and having some distance and perspective on the war? Sorry if this question is too personal.
This one's not too personal. I think we overstayed our welcome there. I feel like if we had gotten out shortly after we established, shortly after we helped them establish their own republic, or parliament rather, I think we overstayed our welcome, and that helped feed the eventual creation of ISIS and stuff. See, this is a hard one because objectively, Saddam Hussein was a terrible person, and he did use chemical weapons on his own people, the Kurds, in the 80s. So that happened. Did he have WMDs when we went in 2003? No, clearly not. So I think Saddam Hussein should have been removed back in the first time in 91, 92. So I feel like he should have been removed. He was a terrible person, objectively. But I think the second time we went, we did it under false pretenses. And that was bad.
Do you think it's possible to end the dominance of the two-party system in the US anytime soon? What could be done to put the political divide behind us?
The only way to get rid of the two-party system is to have ranked choice voting or proportional representation.
What would you tell your younger self before you started your military service?
Okay.
I'm asking because I'm joining the army in August. Socially distant hug from Norway, Bouvet Island, US outlying islands.
Okay, she read the flags. That's funny. Okay, I've thought about this probably more than a person reasonably should. Like, what would if I could talk to myself before 9/11, what would I say? And I really feel like the answer is nothing. I feel like even going back to talk to myself at all would be too much. Trying to figure out how to phrase why. So if I were to go back and tell myself, pick a better MOS, that would so drastically change the course of my life that I wouldn't know what would happen. So if I was gonna go back and tell myself some deep knowledge to help myself in the future, changing my MOS wouldn't be it, because then I wouldn't have the same friends or the same, who knows, I might not have gone back to get my second degree, all that kind of stuff, the butterfly effect. So I really don't think I would change anything talking to myself. However, advice for future people: pick a job that will be useful to you in the future. Don't take a combat arms job because you watched Band of Brothers and you want to be like them, okay? Pick a real job that will be useful to you. Something where you learn it in the military for free, and then you go out into the civilian world and you already know it. Please pick a real job.
Do you think Western European politics are healthier than in the US?
Yes.
I see many left-leaning Americans idolize Europe. I'm not sure I agree.
It's better than here, I think. I mean, it may be bad, but it's different.
Would you ever do a video about ADD, ADHD? Thanks for all the videos which teach me more than my actual education. Open mouth smile.
I don't know, because I don't have any personal experience with that one,
Should
but maybe.
the CIA be engaged with the CCP?
Maybe? That's a weird question, but I mean, thank you for the $2. That's a tough one that I would have to think about.
Have you thought about making a vid on how to help conspiracy theorists in your life and bring them back from the deep end?
The more you try to do that, you might actually push them deeper into the conspiracy. That's really tough. That's a tough one. I don't, because I'm dealing with that right now. In my next video is about Jehovah's Witnesses, which is widely viewed as a cult. And the harder you try to pull someone out of a cult, the more likely they are to stay in and like double down. So it's a really tricky one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave it at that for now. But yes, I will consider that.
I am an army vet, and I just wanted to say thank you for your videos.
Thank you for the $4.99, and thank you for the $6.66. Brandon, and the $5 cap. Oh, thank you for becoming a member, Jeremy. I was hoping to get up to 250 today. We're almost halfway there. That's nice.
As someone who is studying to become a high school teacher, I would love to know some of the frustrations you has while working in a school, if any.
I mean, if any, of course, there are tons. I've already kind of talked about the background stuff, the professional development, but another common one, of course, is parents calling to be like, why didn't you accept this late work? I mean, it's just as good as any other work, blah blah blah. And you really have to put your foot down with parents and be like, because your child has to learn about deadlines at some point. You know, if you go to the DMV without your required paperwork, you know, they're gonna send you home. Like, there's no parents are more difficult than you realize, because then if you tell the parent no, they're gonna go to the principal, and then you have to re-explain it to the principal. And if the principal agrees with you, they're gonna go a step up from that, and it just goes on. I mean, eventually they'll realize that they're just not going to win on this late homework assignment. But when it comes to other things, tests, projects, that kind of stuff, they can persist, and they can really, you know, eventually you're just like, fine, I'll do it just to make you quiet. But then what about all of the other kids that you said no to, and they just accepted the no, and they didn't go to their parents, blah blah, you know, the squeakiest wheel gets the grease. So you really just have to stick to your guns, as long as you have a principal that will stay behind you, right?
Video on the meth problem in America.
I mean, that's the drug problem in general is probably a video in itself, especially opioids. I will consider that. Thank you.
Do push-ups secretly annoy you?
No, Sarah. Thank you for the $4.99. Push-ups are the only exercise I've really gotten over the last year, so my Twitch community has kept me in shape.
What do you think of Biden's proposal at the G7 against tax havens?
I agree with it. very much agree. I think there should be a multinational corporate tax. I agree.
I can't think of a good question. Just thank you for your hard work and interesting and well-researched videos.
Well, you're welcome, and thank you, Nikolai, for the 20 Canadian dollars. Oh, thank you, Jason, for the 15 R dollars. I don't know what currency that is.
What issues do you consider yourself more right-wing on? Love your videos. P.S. Why couldn't you call up CGP Grey winking face?
I mean, I don't have like a direct line to CGP. I would have to email him like the rest of you and hope that he sees my name and responds or something. But yeah, what issues do I consider myself more right-wing on? Let me think. I'm like looking around for objects that might clue me in. Well, okay, I will say that I'm not completely anti-capitalist. When it comes to clothes, food, restaurants, entertainment, capitalism is great, you know? There's a good movie theater and a bad movie theater. The good one should win. Like, when it comes to that stuff, I agree with capitalism. It's when it comes to the essentials, healthcare, education, that's where I disagree. So I'm not, I don't believe in full-blown communism or seizing the means of production. If businesses want to become worker co-ops, which is in a light version of seizing the means, then go for it. But I don't think like we should be forcing that. Let's see, where am I? When it comes to private property, I agree with that. This is my stuff. I worked for it. I paid for it. I should be able to keep it. But even then, I mean, I'm still quite left-leaning in general. So yeah, what am I right-wing on? The military, I still think that we should have a military. I just think we should be using it differently. So I think we should reduce our police presence and use the military in a different way, which, depending on your view, could be somewhat right-wing, I guess. Yeah, that's a tricky question that would require a lot more time.
Hey KB, I just wanted to thank you for how you've changed my perspective on so many topics. I started watching as a red-pilled Christian and now I'm not quite sure, but I know I'm growing and you've been a big part of that. Again, thank you.
Well, good. Thank you for the 50 Canadian dollars.
Stop for 5 seconds. Breathe. The 1,000 of us love you.
Thank you again, Jason. You've been on it.
Do you believe that most events in American history are mostly bad compared to other nations' history?
No.
By the way, thanks for the video.
I meant to pause it there. What happened?
One of the best in-depth video essay channels on YouTube. I love your content. What's a topic you've wanted to do if you had more money and time?
Well, I'm actually starting to do those videos now. Mormons, libertarianism, Jehovah's Witnesses, these are all big videos that I knew a year ago. I just didn't have the time to do. And that's why I've slowed down on my video creation. Instead of a video every 2 weeks, it's a video a month or sometimes 2 months. And that gives me the opportunity to work on those bigger projects. Sorry, there was the other question I wanted to get back to. Where is it? Oh, okay. Do I believe that most events in American history are bad? compared to other countries, no. I think every country has bad history. Look at Canada, look at the UK, look at France, Belgium. They all have bad history. They've all genocided people. That isn't to say that the US is fine because it's just like other countries. No, we need to fix what we've done. So I don't think it's particularly worse or better. It's pretty much on par, I would say.
I love your videos. I've watched a lot of them multiple times. I've also introduced you to people who say you do a great job breaking down and explaining issues and the subjects you talk about.
Well, thank you for the $20.
Considered doing more history videos outside of US history?
Of course, Anarchy. I just feel really focused on America because of the recent election, I guess.
Would you be interested in making a video talking about US-backed interventions and coups around the world? Like what Dole and Chiquita did with USA?
I have a video about that. It's called A Veteran's Warning. It's about Smedley Butler. It's my favorite video of the year. Especially the Katie Morgan skit in that. I laugh at it every time. The call KB Morgan. I love that one so much. Go watch that video, please.
A video about the Red Scare and how it shaped American politics beyond Cold War and squashing communism in the US.
Yes, McCarthyism has been on my list for quite some time. I will get to that eventually.
What do you think went wrong with Common Core and NGSS implementation?
Let's see. Common Core was viewed as a weird government takeover and when it comes to math, especially, a complete change in how we have done it. I think it could have been sold better. Like, hey, we're focusing more on the process than the answer. So yeah, it's in the way people are educated about it. Because even as a teacher, I was like, oh, Common Core, this sucks. But now that I have some distance from it, some time, I'm like, it really wasn't that bad. Oh, thank you for the £5 CSL. I rarely use this song.
Navy vet. I would love to have served domestically. Great stream, KB. Bravo, Zulu.
You would have loved to serve domestically? What, did you serve overseas the entire time? That's rare. Either way, thank you for the $4.99 Bryce and the 55 sec JH.
KB, your video making style is absolutely amazing and I love your work and personality. I started with Armenian video and was hooked. Love from the UK.
Oh, thanks for the £5 CSL again.
Also, I was raised Mormon. It's a wild ride and thank you so much for that video. It's a tough subject and hit me hard in a good way.
Thanks, Bryce, for the $4.99. I'm glad I handled that video to your satisfaction. Oh, thank you for becoming a green fork, Bea. Oh, snap. Thank you for the $100, nearly plump. Thank you. Wow. Some of you guys are very generous today. I appreciate it, though. I mean, that's the point, sort of.
A two-state solution is still possible, and if not, what?
Okay. Israel, I mean, there's no way I can just answer this real quick. I don't know what the solution is. I really don't. The more I learn about it, the more I don't know what the solution is. That's not to say like, oh, it's too complicated, we can't do anything about it. It's just I haven't looked into the solution side enough yet. Maybe when I do a video on it, that's typically, I felt that way about healthcare. I was like, I don't know what the solution to this is. So I made a video, researched it, and realized what the answer is. I haven't done that with Israel-Palestine yet, so I don't know, but I do know that the current state of things is not okay, and we need to fix it. Someone needs to fix it. I don't know enough to really say one or two or none or any of that stuff right now live anyway.
Hi.
Hi, Anthony. Thank you for the £5.
Hi KBHA's your opinion changed on Jordan Peterson?
No. If anything, it's gotten worse as time goes on. Not a fan.
Given you research social topics and experiences people's feedback, what reaction surprised you the most?
I don't know if this counts or if this is just an easy answer, but the number of people who didn't realize the Ancient Aliens video was an April Fool's joke was surprising to me. The number of emails I got from people who were like, the Earth actually cooled down such and such years ago, and it was entirely possible that all the number of people who just didn't get that it was a joke. That surprised me because I thought it was really obvious. I obviously do not believe that ancient aliens created humanity in order to mine resources and stuff. So that one surprised me the most. I think that's the biggest one from this last year. I would really have to think back further to come up with a better answer. Or
I have grown up and been born into Mormonism in the UK. I began to see some of the dodgy parts of the religion by 14, and I had a problem with the focus on America as a Falklander.
So yeah, I mean, I agree. It's surprising to me that they're able to recruit internationally when they're telling people like America is the Holy Land. Like, it's not the Holy Land in any other religion, so it's definitely unique, and I could see why foreigners would be like, what? That's... So, I mean, I'm glad you were able to notice things.
What is your opinion on Jordan Peterson and the intellectual dark web in general?
Just not a fan. They're debate bros in a way. I find their debate tactics scummy.
What is your political leanings these days?
So, I said this already, but Democratic Socialist, I guess. I supported Bernie. I like AOC. I'm not a full-blown communist.
Commissions. But I'm sure you knew that by now.
Yes, thank you for the $2 on the brain. That was quite a long time ago that I was asking about that. Oh, thank you for becoming a member. I see like a ton of people became a member all in a row here, and that's probably because I mentioned.
I used to work in a Herman Miller factory on the line making exactly that model of chairs. I choose to believe I helped make your chair.
Well, thank you, the King of Mars, for the £5. I have some complaints.
First off, thanks for the great content. Is there a subject you've wanted to cover but felt nervous talking about?
Yeah, I mean, libertarianism was one, and I don't like...
Hey KB, I love your
Remind me.
content and been subbed for a couple of years. Really enjoy the work. Was wondering for topics if you were going to touch into Henry Ford, Father Coughlin, and parallels to the AF, then to rise of AF populism in the past 4 years.
I don't have any plans to talk about that, but I can look into it some more. Thank you for the $20, Andrew. So, is there any topic that I felt nervous talking about? I think the Mormonism one was the big one where as soon as I clicked publish, I was sitting there like, oh god, what did I get wrong? CGP Grey talked about this with his T-Koi video. Like, every YouTuber, as soon as they put a video up, they're like waiting for, uh-oh, what did I mess up? But when it came to the Mormon video specifically, since I'm talking about other people's religion, and religion is so important to some people, that it was impossible for them not to see it as a personal attack. I was really worried about making sure I got everything right, and I didn't. There are a few mistakes in there, but they're relatively minor, so not anything that I would be like, oh, I have to take the video down. You know, actually this policy came out 2 years before when you said, like, okay, I don't think that really changes, you know, it's not game breaking or anything, but I got most of it correct, and that's what I'm happy about.
Thanks for your awesome educational content. Your most recent video about school systems was super enlightening. Didn't realize how messed up it all was.
Thank you for the $49.99, Scott. I agree with you. I didn't realize how messed up it was.
Medium light skin tone.
Thank you for the medium light skin tone, Leanne, and the $20.
I love your videos. Keep it up.
Oh, well, thank you for the $10, Kool-Aid Chips. David, I see your super chat.
I think I saw anarchism on your list. What are your general thoughts on it? By the way, I love your videos.
Okay, okay, so on anarchism, I read Utopia like a year ago, and anarchism is not what you think it is. It's not chaos. It's actually a government system, and that's what the video, or at least when I wrote it down, that's what the angle was going to be, is what is the actual proposed government in anarchism, because like I said, it's not chaos. David Rojas, I see that you did a super chat, but it didn't give an alert because you were a penny short of the cutoff, so I'm gonna read it anyway. What are your thoughts on workplace democracy? I think if a workplace wants to become a co-op or socialize in some way, go for it. I don't think it should be forced, though. Oh, thank you for becoming a member, David.
Amazing content. Happy 5 years. I'm glad to be your subscriber. I've really enjoyed the ride. Why is that stick on the wall?
Oh, okay, well I talked about that earlier, but it's from the police video.
Hey KB UK subscriber here, absolutely love your work. Your video making is so simple, engaging, and you're an interesting guy.
Simple?
Started with the Armenian genocide video, my favorite, instantly subscribed. Thank you for being you and for entertaining me.
Thank you for the $2, Cassius. I didn't take that as an insult.
What's your opinion on special ed since you two teach?
I'm for it. I'm not really sure what you mean by what is your opinion on it. I am fine with them. I'm fine. I think they should be integrated into the mainstream classroom as much as possible, you know, given whatever their IEP status might be. But yeah, I'm for it. I don't think it should be defunded. I don't feel like Ayn Rand.
Always been a fan. Will always be a fan. I'll keep it simple. What is your favorite food?
Okay, so cheeseburgers and french fries again. It's probably what I'm having for dinner tonight.
Do you think that the US should adopt a equalization payment system? In some federations, the central government sends cash payments to subnational governments to reduce fiscal inequalities between them.
Okay, you're talking about some high-level stuff here, Ike. Thank you for the $10.
People say the Nordic model won't work here because we're not homogeneous. What we really mean is, I don't want to help those people. They're not in my tribe. What do you think?
Yes, GD, I agree with you. Thank you for the $10. I talked about this a little bit earlier, but when they say we can't do it here, they're saying that brown people will mess it up, and I disagree with that very much. So, like, Okay. Should the U.S. adopt an equalization payment system? It sounds very, very communist. Everyone gets paid the same stuff, and I guess in that respect, I'm still a little capitalist. I don't think everybody should be. Yeah, see, we're gonna get it. Like, this is very deep, and I'm already like 30 minutes behind. This might be something I talk about when I do a video on, you know, the Nordic model and democratic socialism and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I appreciate the $10 though.
Another late 20s privately educated straight white male who enjoys your videos. I find him the most shareable political videos on the platform.
Well, thank you. Dang it, I missed it. Oh, there it is. Thank you for the $5, C222. And thank you for becoming a member. Taylor, that's what I'm going with. Oh, thanks for the $20, Jelly Be Good. Another Twitch regular. Okay, here's a bunch of forks in a row. Thank you for becoming a member, Alistair, and everybody else who I may have missed. Thank you, Adaza or Adaza. One of those. Oh man, I really want to answer you, Zenko, but thank you for the $5 super, Alexander. Jeez, thank you for the $5. Thank you for the $5 again, Alexander. Is it 2 of them separately? Why am I seeing the same one like 3 times in a row? Are my alerts broken? If it happens again, I'm gonna check it. Okay, here we go.
Could we get your justification for not mandating worker coops? There's no good reason not to IMO.
I don't think this is the best place to debate this kind of thing, Alden. I appreciate the $5.
While teaching, did
come to Twitch.
Complain about the curriculum?
No, I don't think that ever happened, Zane. They complained about school policy and stuff, but never really the curriculum.
If you are doing one about JWs, at least talk about the benefits they have brought to society. Like the right to not participate in military service.
Conscientious objectors, that will come up. Thank you for the 5.
Democracy a la Switzerland. Love your videos, especially the one on Japan.
I think getting closer to a democracy like that would be better for America. Thank you for the $7, Lewis.
How about a video on the Amish and Mennonites? I'm an atheist but ethnically Mennonite, and I don't get the comparison to the Amish. We use technology.
Thank you.
Your videos. Fellow veteran here. Are you following the chaos of the ACFT Army Combat Fitness Test?
So yes, over on Twitch, I was doing some of those exercises several months ago. Like, the exercises are kind of strange. If there's any more chaos to it, I'm unaware of it. So I might need to look into that. But thank you for the $5, Albert. Back to your question, David, about Amish and Mennonites. Yes, I am considering doing a video on them and the Quakers, that kind of those groups. But we're talking months in the future. But yes, it is on my list.
Video on coal combustion residuals.
What? Video on coal combustion residuals. I'll have to look into that more, Amelia. I'm not sure.
How open-minded you are. I aim to be more so as a goal.
Thank you for the $6, Silver. The whole point is to get people to be more open-minded and think maybe I'm wrong.
Love your videos. You definitely research the subjects. Your take on the war in Ukraine.
My take on the war in Ukraine, I'm against it. I think Russia is testing what we're going to allow. Ukraine deserves its independence if that's what they want. Thank you for the $10, Alex. Oh, thanks for becoming a member. I'm seeing that the Patreon notifications aren't actually happening. Thank you for becoming a patron. If you have, I will see those emails and stuff, so don't worry.
Self-described moderate, what's your take on the recent vitriol from the progressives against Manchin and his pivot today in election reform?
I am not a big fan of Manchin or Kristen Sinema. I don't know if I would identify as a moderate anymore, given the way things have shifted. It's not that I have drifted far left or anything. I've definitely moved a little left on social issues, but anyway, Manchin and Sinema and all of the people who quietly agree with them, they are what Republicans were in the 90s. That's how I feel about most mainstream Democrats, but especially them. They are more in line with old school Republicans than Democrats today. And I think they're holding things up. But I also think if Manchin and Sinema were to disappear, there would be two other people in their place.
Your video on the LDS Church was solid. I'm actively LDS and appreciated the facts and history you gave.
Well, thank you for the $5, Doug Foxford. I shouldn't say last names, I'm sorry. Thank you for the $5.
Did you see Twitter cancel the 5 Nights at Freddy's creator got him doxxed because he donated to Republicans? How much canceling is good for that?
I don't know anything about that, Angie. I appreciate the $5 though.
Love your videos, always looking forward to the next one.
Thank you for the $4.99. I am also looking forward to the next one. I'm not old enough to run for Senate.
Jason is right. While this comment is read out, just take a few deep breaths and center yourself. You are allowed to enjoy this experience too.
Well, thank you for the £5. Chibaliska?
My spouse and I are passionate about learning and uniquely progressive for a military couple from the Monat Guard. It's refreshing to find someone online we relate to and to share with mil friends.
Well, good, Taylor. Thanks for the $10.
Have you ever considered making a video on language politics in Canada?
Oh, that's a JJ topic. That is definitely a JJ McCullough topic. You should go watch his stuff on it. I agree with him completely. For those of you who don't know, Canada is a bilingual country. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm fine with that. This music makes me feel like I need to hurry up. Okay, Canada is a bilingual country. I have no problem with that, by all means. What I do have a problem with is if you want to be in the federal government, you have to be bilingual, which makes it so only rich, highly educated people can even run for office. And I disagree with that. And then there's also some other issues like the forced bilingual publications across Canada, even though, you know, there aren't that many bilingual people in, say, Vancouver as there are in Quebec. So there's a lot of nuance to that. But JJ has made a lot of good videos about that.
What is your opinion of CRT?
Okay, so this came up a lot, especially after my education video. Thanks for the $4.99, Chase. I have to admit some ignorance here. I haven't gone out of my way to learn about critical race theory. However, I apparently covered it in the education video. The critical race theory is, from what I understand, the fact that a lot of our history just kind of boils down to race. That police, prisons, education, banking, housing, all of these issues boil down to race. And I think that is a valid way to look at history. I don't think it's the only way, but I think it is a valid way to look at it. and I look forward to digging into that more as I continue the channel. That isn't to say, oh, I'm going to go completely, completely left wing or anything, but I think it's a valid viewpoint that needs to be explored more.
As 1 kilobyte to another, I appreciate your nuanced research.
Kilobyte?
Where video was the first I watched, and I loved how the libertarian video brought it all together.
Well, thanks for the $20, KB. Thanks for becoming a member as well. Oh, someone else, Raymundo, thank you.
Love your content. Will you ever look at doing more UK,
yes,
European content?
Yes, I will. Thank you for the £10, but yes, I definitely want to get more international. Oh, thank you for the CAR35. I don't know what those are. I wouldn't even be able to guess. Thank you for becoming a member as well, Brian.
Navy vet again. I want talking serving domestically in regards to cleaning up parks and community service. I did serve in San Diego.
Okay. Yeah, so I think using the government for infrastructure is a really good idea. And community outreach and stuff. I didn't realize that's what you meant when you said serve domestically. But yeah, that I feel that way, and I haven't found anybody else to put it in better words yet, using the military for domestic issues like that. Thank you for becoming a member.
Some of your vid topics could fit lots of historical events. Have you ever considered revisiting certain topics using other events? Like discussing historical hindsight using other events, for example.
So a lot of my videos kind of retouch on old topics. The libertarianism video in particular, there's a whole section in the middle where I go back and I talk about the post office, the police, the military, the environment. Like, I tie it all together. So I think I'm already doing that, and I hope. I also plan on continuing to do that. This next video, I'm talking about the Second Great Awakening again, or the Third Great Awakening as well. So yes, I will be covering more. I will be retreading those grounds again. So.
Would you ever consider a video on language and its ties to cultural identity?
Perhaps. Thank you for the $5, Colm. I'm friends with a few language channels, so that's definitely possible.
Your feminism and Holocaust denial videos are what started my departure from neo-fascism and white supremacy. I want to thank you so much.
Thank you for the $5, Titanius. I appreciate that.
Hey KB, I'd be interested in a video about religion and politics. In Korea, one of the major players in Korean democratization was the Catholic Church, who have a better reputation than in Europe.
Thank you for the $10, Alistair. Let me go back to Titanius. Pulling people back from the extreme right. If I'm able to stop people from joining QAnon or the intellectual dark web or Stefan Molyneux's cult or whatever, if I can do that, I feel good about myself. I know I'm not going to change everybody's minds, but for the people who are starting to slide that way, it's easier to pull them back. If you're already in that camp, it's much harder to get out.
Top 5 video games.
Ooh, okay. StarCraft is probably my top one. I keep going back to StarCraft. I can't. It's like it's like an addiction. I play it, I don't even like it sometimes. It's just I do it because there's nothing else. So StarCraft, Fallout New Vegas. If you haven't seen H-Bomber Guy's video on Fallout New Vegas, you should. It's so good. It made me reappreciate having played it in the past. Skyrim's probably up there. What else? I was a big fan of Lego Star Wars. The original ones, anyway.
Hi KB, I'm an NYCHS student who goes to a specialized HS and took the SHSAT. I loved your education video. As a longtime fan, it's awesome to see you grow.
Thank you for the $5. I hope you did well.
Have you thought about making a video on neoliberalism in a similar way you did to libertarianism?
Okay, so I struggled. Okay, I'm gonna call you Aaron. Thank you for the $5, Aaron. I struggled with what to title that video. I was torn between libertarianism and neoliberalism. I feel like that video is much more geared towards neoliberalism. If I were to talk more about libertarianism, I would have to focus on Milton Friedman. So in this video, or in that video, I did Ayn Rand, Nixon, and Reagan, and that's definitely neoliberalism. So I feel like at least when it comes to America, I've kind of talked about it, and I need to do a better job of libertarianism. But if you disagree, then maybe I'm fine.
Can you do a video on the Czech-Germany War of 1040 to 1041? Slightly smiling face, just kidding dude, your videos are outstanding.
Okay. Thank you for the $10.
On the party switch.
Thank you for the $10, James. I was like, what is he talking about? I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. But thank you for the $10, James. And thank you for becoming a member, John.
Should the Supreme Court have term limits?
Yes. Or a retirement age. One of the two. Either you're out after 10 years to 20 years, or you're out when you're 65, something like that. Yes.
What do you think of Henry George and Georgism? Maybe you should make a video on this subject.
I don't know, Hassan. Thank you for the $5.49. I don't know what you're asking, so I can't answer that.
I was just about to ask about anarchism too. Totally love your videos. Informative and very entertaining. Any thoughts on the anti-trans bathroom bills?
The anti-trans bathroom laws or bills are just rehashed anti-gay propaganda. I showed this video in the education video, but that boys beware, that what Jimmy didn't know was that Ralph had a disease. That video, go watch that. It's all, I mean, not all, but there's definitely a part in there where it's about bathrooms. This stuff has come up so many times in our past. It also came up in with race, in desegregation. So once you realize that we've used this argument before, it just becomes indefensible. Nobody, zero people, zero, none, nobody has pretended to be trans in order to go into the opposite sex bathroom to rape people. Like, it doesn't happen, okay? If someone was gonna do that, like if a guy was, there have been cases where a guy has just walked into a female bathroom and raped someone, but never, like, oh, I'm trans, it's okay, aha. Like, that's never happened. Not once. Ever. Stop thinking it, okay? It's invented out of thin air. Where's that clip of oh dang it, now I'm drawing a blank on his name. The Star Trek Next Generation guy, he did another TV show, like Unsolved Mysteries, and there's like a super cut of him being like, nope, didn't happen, totally fiction, made up. That, I just need to show that. Because the bathroom thing is so dumb. I don't know if we should degender bathrooms, Amelia. I do think there needs to be a male and a female one. I just don't think it... Riker. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. I knew as soon as I said it, someone would tell me and I'd recognize it. Anyway, I think there should be a separation there, just in general, but that's... I don't care which one you use. I really don't, and you shouldn't either. How other people using the bathroom does not affect you unless there's like a line and you're like, oh, 2 of these people shouldn't even be in here. Then you're just complaining for the sake of complaining.
Do you play D&D or tabletop gaming?
No, I don't. I've never been able to get into that. I know people who have tried to get me into it though, and thank you for the $2, Moonring.
Always great videos. Keep up the good work. The world needs more education. Are 2 ferrets better than 1?
Ooh. That's a tough one. It's a different dynamic for sure. Having 1, it was just so Wheatley. When it was just me and Wheatley, we were best friends. I mean, it was so much easier to train him because he was alone. So he was always wanting to walk on the leash and go outside. When I was busy doing something, cooking or whatever, he didn't bother me. These two, though, have been much more challenging because they distract each other. When one of them wants to play and the other doesn't, he ends up coming to me and bothering me, and so it's definitely a different dynamic. I can't say whether one is better than the other. It's just different. I wouldn't get rid of one of them because I jealously want that connection again. Like, no. It's definitely a different dynamic, though. I guess it's the same as having 1 dog or 2 dogs. So...
Please tell me what is the music playing in the background.
This is my music.
I'm literally playing you money so that you will tell me.
This is my music. Someone do / music in the chat. You can listen to my music on Spotify.
On qualified immunity.
Okay, so regarding the music, you can go listen to my music on Spotify or Amazon and iTunes. It's on there. I didn't make it, but I did pay to have it made for the channel. By Michael Cotton, who I saw in the chat earlier, if he's still there. He made the music. He does all of my music. So the Call KB Morgan, that stuff, he did that, and he's great. The campaign, like the fake campaign ads, he did that too. He's great. So all of that music you can listen to. You cannot use it in your own projects, though. The reason I released it on Spotify and everywhere else was so that I could copyright it. So if anybody else were to use my music, YouTube would automatically claim that video. So don't do it. It's my music. So, but you're free to listen to it all you want.
I love your channel. Keep on creating more awesome content. Slightly smiling face.
Thank you for the pesos, Rebel. I see one that was maybe missed.
If you make a video on democratic socialism, please try and include a bit on Marxist class analysis or maybe a whole video. Thank you, King.
I will do that.
Thank you for your military service. I send your videos to all the friends I know that served.
Well, thank you for the $5, Ardevo. I still feel weird when people thank me for my service. I don't know if I'll ever get used to that. And I'm not saying don't say it, okay? But whenever someone says that to me, I think about my own feelings on my service. And it's definitely changed over time. I don't know if I should be thanked. personally.
You are awesome. Much love from Poland Heart.
Thank you for the Polish money, Kasia.
In California, I've noticed we've taken a hard line to remove our few Confederate monuments, and yet we at'll honor our monsters like John C. Fremont. Could you do a video on the California genocide?
Cynical Historian has done a...
Your videos are beautiful like a fully blossomed rose. Keep up the good work, Sailor KB.
Thank you for the $2, though I was never a sailor. David, Cynical Historian has done a series on California history and that genocide specifically. I would recommend that. That said, there's definitely a lot of history in the West, in the American West, that I still want to cover. So I may hit on that eventually. I'm sorry if... Yeah, okay. Like I said, I just saw one that was missed. It seems like the alert lady is missing a few, or perhaps you didn't reach the threshold. Either way, I apologize if they're getting missed. There's a lot of them and I can't really keep track of all of them, so...
Hey, knowing better, any chance we'll see a video about the history of American music and the impact it made on culture?
That might actually be a good idea. Thank you for the $5, Dimitri. It kind of came up in the Mormon video, so maybe. Thank you for becoming a member, Space Fox.
Love your videos. Would you ever do a series re-evaluating US presidents through a modern critical lens?
I feel
like we don't talk enough about how insane Andrew Jackson's presidency truly was.
Okay, I might do like specific ones.
So you think a workplace should become a democracy if that system is chosen democratically?
Okay. Okay. Yes, Tyler, I suppose is a short answer to your question. However, I can tell that you guys are really wanting me to talk about worker co-ops and stuff. And I would say, if you want to talk about that, come over to Twitch. Because those answers are they're a lot more involved. And I am trying to like rapid fire questions. So I apologize if I'm not able to go in as deep as you would like. Back to Admiral's question about talking about US presidents and Andrew Jackson specifically. Yes, that's in the works. I don't know that I would like do every president because I feel like Mr. Beat has done that already. But talking about like Andrew Jackson specifically might be a really good idea. Yeah, I like that one. Oh, thank you for the $10, Halo. It's been added to the list.
On the equalization payment thing, I was more saying that should the federal government send grants to states to offset differences in available tax revenue or service,
I see.
Like in Canada or Germany.
Okay, I misunderstood your question earlier.
Thanks for the content, KB.
Thank you for the $10, Ike. Like I said, if you want to talk about more about this, come over to Twitch. And thank you for the $50, Javier.
What is your zodiac and who's your favorite rapper?
I'm not gonna give my zodiac, obviously. But who's my favorite rapper? I mean, after seeing Inside, it's probably Bo Burnham.
Look into the
okay, that's a joke answer.
Coal, and especially on the anthracite coal region in PA. Potential video unless you covered it in the oil vid.
I did not. So yes, coal might be a video topic in itself someday. Okay, so a real answer to my favorite rapper, I really don't know if I have one. So that's why I gave a joke. But okay, dependence on coal. During that oil video, I described America as the Saudi Arabia of coal. So it's definitely worth coming back to at some point. There are entire states whose economy is based on coal. I don't know if Pennsylvania so much anymore is that way, but West Virginia, Wyoming, a lot of the poorer states, their entire economy is based on coal or natural resources. So it might be something I cover in the future. Yeah.
Hey, I've had a really hard time going through anxiety and depression, especially during the quarantine, but videos like yours
Same.
helped me through it all.
Same.
Greetings from Denmark.
Thank you for the money, TF2.
Jordan Peterson mentioned watch both of you. Different politically, don't always agree with either. Discussion on capitalism fix would be cool.
Thank you for the $5, JT. Yeah.
CRT says race is a poor contributing factor among a constellation. The language you used can validate progress positioning. Love
Okay.
the channel.
So I need to, like I said, I need to research it more before I can speak intelligently on it.
What's the chance
Will.
that you are actually several ferrets in a human costume?
I don't know. Ferrets don't know math very well, so thank
Will
you.
you ever make a video on Uyghurs in China?
On the Uyghurs. I don't like talking about things that are currently happening. That's why I haven't made a video about COVID or Israel-Palestine, because things change wildly day to day, week to week. Because the Uyghur thing is happening right now, I don't feel qualified to talk about it. That's something that, like, investigative reporters should be talking about, not independent YouTubers. So I don't know what I would be able to add to that right now as it's happening, aside from saying it should stop. So thank you for the £2, Josh, and the $5, Fancy Teeth.
No question, just a big kudos for the great content you've produced over the years. Your channel is a little corner of sanity in the insane asylum we call the internet.
Thank you for the $20, Ked.
If you had to be a red shirt in any Star Trek series, which would it be?
Next Generation, I guess, because that's just universally the best one. Yeah. Thank you for the $5, Adam. That's the best answer I can give you.
I don't have any grand question, but you're pretty cool. Top 3 favorite ice cream flavors, go.
I'm always a big fan of the, like, Oreo cookies and cream. Aside from that, mint chocolate chip. And I'm gonna go old school and say, like, vanilla bean or French vanilla, like a really strong vanilla I like. But not like plain milk vanilla. It's gotta be like the good stuff.
Best bit was call KB Wentworth 877 CASHBONK.
Okay, so I actually said Katie Morgan, but yes, I laugh at that skit every time. Thank you for the $2. Moshi?
Could you please make a video on veganism?
Ooh. Perhaps. Thank you for the donation, eyebrows. I just now got that.
My great-grandparents survived the Armenian genocide. Thank you for all the work you put into that video. It needs more recognition and less denial.
It's actually demonetized, as you can imagine, so that video doesn't do very well these days. When YouTube demonetizes a video, they stop recommending it, so it's kind of dropped off. So the only way to really get it around now is to share it.
Would you consider doing more analyses of authors similar to your Ayn Rand
Yes.
libertarianism video? Side note, who is your favorite author?
Ooh, my favorite author is Sarah Vowell. Sarah Vowell wrote Unfamiliar Fishes, The Wordy Shipmates, Assassination Vacation. She does history stuff, but it's funny. It's hilarious. I read all of them. So Sarah Vowell specifically is my favorite author, at least right now. As for, I don't know why I'm about to get up and go get the book as if this matters. There is another book that I have mentioned in other videos already from the 50s that I plan on doing a video about in the future. I'm going to let you guys try and figure out what that is, but it's a physical book that I've held up. So.
You make amazing videos. Thank you for your hard work. Love from Poland.
Thank you again, Kasia. Is that a same one or a different one? It's the same person, at least.
Your jogging video is my favorite video on YouTube. Keep up the good work. Are you interested in any motorsports?
I'm not.
So would you do a video on it?
I've always been poor, so I've never been able to get into that stuff. But thank you.
Who has done more damage to democracy in the USA, Mitch McConnell or Newt Gingrich?
Ooh. I think Mitch McConnell has done more damage, but he was only able to do so because of Newt Gingrich. So, you know, that's a chicken or egg thing, I guess. I'm gonna stick to it though. I think Mitch McConnell has done more damage.
But wait, here's more. Have you ever considered covering the theocratic takeover of Iran and its cultural legacy from a global perspective?
Yes. The Iranian Revolution is something I became interested in after the oil video.
History, pros, cons of populist capitalists, e.g. Musk, Branson, Gates, Jobs, Buffett. I'd love to learn of any before the 21st century.
I will consider that. Thank you for the $5, C222.
I hope you're doing well during COVID isolation. Do you think modern US society is becoming high-tech feudal Europe? Regardless, how do you think we get to a more equitable societal system?
I think we need to get rid first of all, thank you for the $10, Tyler. I think we need to get rid of the idea that we live in a meritocracy. It's possible it happens where rags to riches, like it's super rare though. It really doesn't happen as much as we tell each other it does. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, they both came from somewhat affluent families. The idea that they started it in their garage, sure, it's still a very nice, I don't even have a garage, okay? So they didn't start from nothing. They definitely had more help than they give credit for, I guess. So we need to ditch this idea that we live in a meritocracy. And I don't think the history of the world went feudalism and then it ended and then capitalism or you know, mercantilism in there anywhere. It wasn't feudalism and now we're in capitalism. It was a smooth transition. So all of those lords and counts and princes and stuff, they became the millionaires. Okay. And sure, there are more of them now, but it's not like, oh, we entered into a new system, a meritocracy, or a technocrat elite or whatever. That didn't happen. It just became, rather than God appointing you as a leader, it's the amount of money you have. And it was the same people, at least during the transition. So once you kind of ditch the idea that anybody can make it if they start a business in their garage, like Elon Musk did, or Jeff Bezos. Elon Musk started PayPal. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. It's not an accurate representation of what actually happened. So do I think it's becoming a high-tech feudal Europe? I think it always was, at least in its, you know, whatever was high tech in the 1880s, railroads. I think that became the feudalism of that era. So.
Would you be interested in making a video on different sorts of tax systems,
yes.
pros and cons?
Yes.
Stuff like sales, income, wealth taxes. If not any RECC?
Yes, Joshua, I am thinking about that.
Just appreciate you and your content.
Well, thank you, Liam, for the $4.99, moving things along. No question. No, I appreciate the questions. That's the whole point.
Call KB Morgan 877 cash now.
Okay, since you guys keep bringing this up, I have to tell you something behind the scenes that happened. That scene was so difficult to film because I kept the camera in the same position, which is eye level, pointed down. Okay, so this is how I usually film. Sitting in this chair, talking to the camera. Okay, I'm here. Like, this is... Note the level, or the height of my head, okay? So I couldn't do call KB Morgan. Like, I couldn't because I'm too tall. So when I filmed it, I had to do it like this. So I'm scooting across the screen like this, which really works your thighs. So there you go, a little behind the scenes for you.
I like your vids. Thanks for giving me a deeper dive into topics I would have never explored.
Thank you for the $3, the ace.
Hi KB, read any good books recently you can recommend? Thanks for everything and looking forward to another 5 years. Hugging face.
The Psychology of Money. Most of that stuff I kind of knew going into it, but there were a few insights in there that really stuck with me. This isn't part of a video or anything, I just read it for fun. But the concept of enough is really important. You have to know when you're making enough money and when you're happy with that much. There are people who just keep striving for more and more and more. And that's a hedonic treadmill. You're always going to be reaching for more and you're never going to be happy. You have to learn when to say, yeah, this is good. I like this. I mean, you should always be, looking for raises and stuff, but in general, like, you shouldn't be out there trying to double your money on Dogecoin or anything.
I strongly recommend the channels Eco Gecko, Not Just Bikes, and Radical Reviewer. The first two tackle urban design and Radical Reviewer reviews theory.
Yeah, he actually reached out over his...
Thanks for all your great content.
Radical Reviewer reached out over his Atlas Shrugged book, or book review, but I was already busy with other projects and had other things going on, so I wasn't able to help with that. But I'm aware of Radical Reviewer. As for the other ones, I haven't heard of Eco Gecko or Not Just Bikes, but I will look into that. So thank you for the $4.99, David.
ZAR is South African rands. It's ZA because of some long racist history. Would you do a video on South African, Brazilian, and American history? Especially focusing on the race.
Yes, yeah.
History.
Yes.
I second David Rojas' message. Suburbs have been a plague on society in North America. Also zoning and land use reform to increase housing supply.
Thank you for the $5 Canadian, Hassan. Housing policy is an issue that I'm probably going to talk about at some point. Back to what you said, Lizzetti. I I've considered making a apartheid versus segregation video, and a lot of people don't realize this, but Brazil is a very racially not segregated, but hierarchical. They're very yeah, there's a lot of issues in Brazil. So yes, I am looking, or I'm thinking about that dynamic and how I can possibly make a video out of it. So
your videos are super informative and interesting, and thanks for supporting the queer people in your community.
Well, I'm glad you feel supported. Thanks for the $5, Mars.
Would you be interested in making a video about the social sciences? Many people seem to think they aren't real or lesser than the hard sciences.
Wait. Would you be interested in making a video about the social science? Okay. I don't know. I mean, all of my videos are about the social sciences in different ways. I don't know if I would want to do a social science versus hard science video, because I don't know how I could do that without like denigrating one or the other. So I'm torn on that. But thank you for the $10 freakily casual. Let's see, I hope she's not missing any. Oh. Yeah, that's the message I just saw. Okay, I think I'm noticing what's going on with the lady. Yeah, I bet it does it one more time. No, okay, good.
Please check the community around Rebel Wisdom Zack Stein Consilience Project and Stealing Fire.
Oh, okay. I will consider doing that. Tella Katron, thanks for the $5. Oh, thanks for the $4.99, G-Man. Did Freakily Casual just like donate a bunch of $9.99s? Because I'm not seeing that in my recent events. It's strange that keeps popping up. Yeah, there it is again. This song, Knowledge is a Burden. I feel like I need to hurry up. There we go.
Both Obama and Trump criticized NATO members that didn't contribute their fair share. Do you feel there should be consequences for these nations?
I'd have to know more specifically, Eric.
Whoops, meant to ask. What do you think the military should be doing more internationally? Also have heard about Bow of the Fifth Column.
I think the military should be less involved internationally. I think we should be. I think they should be more involved domestically. I think our military's tired. We've been in 2 wars for the last 2 decades. We need peacetime in order to train back up and prepare for the next one, if that's how you want to phrase it, I guess. I think we're doing too much. As for the NATO question, I don't. What consequences? Yeah, I don't know. I feel, from what I understand, okay, this is a weird question. I think everyone should be paying their fair share. I don't know what consequences should be done. It should be given if they're falling short. I don't know.
Hi KB, I really liked all of your vids, but I was wondering if you're planning to cover more non-American related
yes.
topics in the future. Ciao from Italy.
Thank you for the €5, Pierre.
How can people or politicians be forgiven by the public for their mistakes without being demonized or completely exonerated for their actions?
I don't know if you're ever going to get there, Nostalgia. I think people are always going to complain.
You make great videos, KB. Also, since you missed the earlier question, can you give your thoughts on qualified immunity?
Sorry. Yes, I forgot. Thank you for the $5. The Fates have warned. And the other person who asked that I spaced on the answer. Qualified immunity needs to go away. It's almost across the board. However, I understand its purpose when it comes to like elected officials. If the governor does something to you, you can sue the governor. You can't sue the person who was the governor. So that's an aspect of qualified immunity that I agree with. I don't agree with it when it comes to police almost universally. If you're a police officer and you kill somebody, you killed somebody. It doesn't matter that you are a police officer. You should be charged for that crime. Yeah, that's the best answer I can give.
Hey, I just got off work and I'm glad I made it to the stream. Thank you for all the knowledge you share with us. My question would be, what is your favorite type of videos to make? Hope all is well.
Dang it.
What do you think of the idea of USA changing to become more EU-like? Each state more sovereign, federal government focusing more on standards and interoperability.
No.
Currency is NOK, Norwegian crowns, if you don't know.
Okay. I think you. Okay. The United States is already like the EU. It's already. We just don't want to admit it. I mean, we're the United States. They're the European Union. They're a bunch of independent countries that yield to a wider authority on some matters like trade. That's exactly what America is. I mean, from the start. That's why the states' rights thing. Up until 100 years ago, every state had their own military. Like, it wasn't until World War I that we were like, okay, we need a US military. So America is already like the EU. I think it needs to be more federal and less states. The idea that Texas can decide to not do something that the rest of the country has decided is good is just obnoxious to me. It might have been more practical 100 years ago when you were born, lived, and died in the same town your entire life. But now that you can essentially teleport across the country, this idea that, like, oh, well, marijuana is legal on this side of the magic line, but it's illegal on that side of the magic line, so everybody who lives over there just drives over here to get it. Can we just admit, like, it's stupid. It's stupid. When it comes to drugs, I think they should be decriminalized, but you could sub in anything here. Abortion, fireworks, whatever you want. Fireworks, I actually remember quite clearly because I used to have to drive across state lines a lot, and in one state fireworks are illegal, and in the other they are legal. So what do you get? You get a bunch of fireworks stands right on the border. Who are they selling to? It's not people from their own state, okay? So this idea that, oh, well, this state has these values and this state has these values. No, they don't. Okay? We're all Americans now. Like, that's what we all tell ourselves, so we need to act like it. So I don't like how much power states currently have already. So yeah. The premise of your question seemed backwards to me, and I hope I didn't, like, berate you too much for that, but I think more federalized. I think America should be more like Canada, in that, like, most I shouldn't even say that. What's another country that, like, they've just gotten rid of the idea of states? I'm sure there are plenty to choose from. I'm spacing on it right now, but more federal, less states.
Thank you for the great content one on the veganism.
Okay, I will consider that. Oh, my favorite type of videos to make. My favorite type of videos to make. I really like the videos I'm making now. I'm hoping you've seen like a gradual change in the way I make videos. Like, I think of healthcare and campaign finance versus today. The same general structure is there. It's me sitting there talking to a camera, but I've gotten to have more fun with it. I'm setting it up in fun ways, like it's a Zoom class, it's a documentary, it's me having multiple personalities and not being able to figure out what's going on. I like that aspect. I don't think I'm ever going to get to like ContraPoints level where I'm doing epic costumes and going to museums and stuff. I actually don't know if that was a museum. I think it might have been like a student hall or whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't think I'll ever get to that point, but I like turning this into some sort of fun, creative story. So I like doing that. And yeah. I guess I like history videos more now. I'm kind of on a history kick. I was on a politics kick there for a while. And psychology before that, so.
Have you thought about making a video on the National Passenger Rail Corporation?
Someone asked that earlier, yes.
Government service that is vital to rural communities and civil infrastructure but doesn't get talked about much.
Yes. Thank you for the $5, Atomic. Infrastructure is on the list.
That the Canadian and American territories deserve provinceship, statehood, and that the low population argument is just masked racism.
Okay, well, I mean, Canada stuff is different.
Not meritocracy, it's material conditions.
So thank you for the $5, David. The differences between Canada and United States are stark. In terms of America, I'm assuming you're talking about Puerto Rico, in which case I agree. The only reason Puerto Rico is not a state is because Republicans know what direction it would go.
Manufacturing a better food got me back into running during quarantine, and I have since lost 40
Nice.
pounds.
Good job.
Thank you for that spark of inspiration, good sir.
Good job. Thanks for the $10, Andrew, and the $5, Roach.
Veganism in 30 seconds or less.
Generally good, shouldn't be forced. Healthy. That was less than 30 seconds. Okay.
When KB stood up, we finally got pics for WikiFeet.
Great. Thank you for the $2, David.
Are you aware of Beau of the Fifth Columns channel?
Yes.
If yes, WHQT is your opinion of him. If no, I highly recommend it.
I'm aware of him and I like his stuff. Yes. Thanks for the $5.
I caught your early videos years ago and am just happy to see that you're still going strong and growing the channel. All the best, man.
Thank you. Dang it keeps shifting. Thanks for the $5, Levi.
Do you ever struggle with procrastination?
Oh God,
If
yes.
so, how do you overcome it?
Okay. Yes, I do. I procrastinate like you wouldn't believe. And the best way I have found to overcome that is to actually track my time. I track my time in Clockify, and I post that on Patreon. So it's kind of a way for me to stay accountable. Let's see if I can find one real quick just so I can show you what it looks like. No. Oops. And published. I hope if you are a patron that you aren't mad that I'm about to show this. But I'm gonna do it anyway. So I post my time card to Patreon, so you can see, I worked 9 hours this day, 5 hours this day, only 1 or 2 these days, 14, so tracking time has helped me, both because I want to be able to show it to people and have people keep me accountable, but like I can see it. Like I can see it right now. I am on the clock. I should be working. So whenever I sit down and I press the button, I feel like, okay, I'm supposed to be focused now and working. And I've done a pretty good job of not getting distracted during that time. So I hope that answers the question.
Do you enjoy alternate history theories? If so, which one is your favorite to ponder?
Ooh, I don't know. Okay, hold on. I need to get my windows back up here. Missing one. There's a chat. There it is. Okay. Okay. So I'm missing something here. I need to see the next question just so that I can find my place again.
You're pretty cool, I guess.
Okay, got it. Okay, do I enjoy alternate history theories? If so, which one is your favorite to ponder? Thank you for the 6969, some guy. Thank you for saying I'm cool. As for alternate history theories, I'm a fan of Alternate History Hub. We worked together on the Ancient Aliens video. I'm a fan of his videos in general. I particularly recommend the Iran video. It's a bit old now, but I think it's one of his best. It's like a year old or something. Anyway, so I do enjoy them for the most part. But there are some people who have taken that genre and have just made it into, but what if the racists won? So what if Nazi Germany won? What if the Confederacy won? That kind of stuff. And in that case, I'm not only reading super chats, Claude DZAH. I'm looking at you right now. Don't try and. I'm reading the regular chat. Anyway, since a lot of alternate history has just become white supremacist fan fiction, I generally avoid it, except for Alternate History Hub, because I know he's not like that. So I hope that answers your question. Oh, as for what my favorite one is, yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite actually, so I'm sorry.
Would you make a video on whether paying for college is worth it from various perspectives, economic, social, etc.?
Since it's the only way to do it now, yes, it's worth it. I would hope that it isn't the only way.
Thoughts on religion? Are you religious yourself?
I'm no longer religious myself, and I think I've explained my thoughts as best as I am willing to already. So thank you for the $5, Nick.
What opinion of yours has changed most significantly in the past year? Also, thank you for making such great content. Also, add more ferrets.
Okay, so now we're starting to get some repeat questions. The thing that I've changed my opinion on the most is police and criminal justice in general. So in researching that, I've kind of reformed my opinions on that very drastically. I think we're gonna start. If you haven't already asked your question, do so now, because I'm gonna stop in 25 minutes. Okay, and moderators, if you could like keep track of that, be like, okay, he's ending in 20 minutes, that kind of stuff. That would be great. But we're gonna end on the hour. Okay.
Have you ever thought about doing a video on loyalists in the American Revolution?
Perhaps. Travis, thank you for the $5. A lot of the loyalists moved up to Canada, so it's their problem now.
Thoughts on Mass Effect and whether people who don't romance Tali are even human?
I haven't played Mass Effect, so there is a terrible admission. Thank you for the $4.99, the protagonist.
Should the US isolate itself like no troops in SK?
Ooh, that's a complicated one. Thank you for the $2, Alistair. I don't think it should... If they want us out, we should leave.
Appreciate the content. Will you do a video on right to repair, especially in regards to electronics and vehicle repair?
No, I feel like that topic has been covered by people who actually do the repairing. Grossman? Louis Grossman? Is that it? No. What is his name? He's super popular on Reddit, though. Like, he makes right to repair content exclusively, so... I don't feel like that's something I would necessarily Rossman? Okay, I was close. Either way, I feel like he covers that much better than I could. But I mean, maybe, if it ever comes up some other way. Oh, thank you for becoming a member. Okay.
I was the guy asking the US like EU question earlier. We are of the exact same opinion. I just didn't want to impart a bias.
All right, well, thank you, Sir Billy Mays. I'm glad we're on the same side.
America is what the EU wants to be.
Yes.
What the Fed government needs to do is set a standard, and the states need to meet those standards.
I agree, Agent X. I mean, I don't think that's what is happening, but I think that's what should.
Love your channel. Inspired me to make one, and it'll be up soon.
Nice. I hope it does well, Sanji boy.
Have you thought much about the ethics of applied artificial intelligence like facial recognition, behavior prediction, health profiling?
Yes. I feel... Okay, I have some complicated feelings on artificial intelligence and facial recognition and stuff like that. I don't think we're going to stop it. It's progress. I think it's a Pandora's box that once we open it, we will wish we hadn't. And not like a Skynet thing, but like the behavioral recognition that they're trying to do. Like there are some tech... Okay, this song, jeez. There are some tech companies that are using facial recognition to determine how happy you are or how amiable, likable you are, and I disagree with that absolutely. Because it's basically just modern phrenology, like looking at your skull and looking for bumps to figure out, oh, you're very caring, and oh, you're gonna die of heart failure when you're 50. It's astrology. It's modern astrology, and I disagree with it, and I don't think we should be doing it. But I don't think we can stop it.
Baby, absolutely love your content. Have you considered doing a video on the anti-vax movement and or the wider canon conspiracy culture in the US today?
Okay, so the anti-vax movement, I feel like H Bomber Guy has just closed the book on that one. I don't think there's anything else that could be said about it. I think he did the best job of talking about the anti-vax movement of anybody I've ever seen. As for the wider QAnon conspiracy, yes. Like I said, I've been kind of nibbling around the edges of that in the last few videos. I don't like talking about things as they're happening. So perhaps in the future, but it's definitely something I'm watching and keeping an eye on, though. Yeah.
Dunno why IWASNT a member on here before. Anyways, I think the US should be more centralized and liberal. The Federal Republic of America.
All right, thanks for the $10, Andrew. Thank you for becoming a member, Cooper the Gamer. Jeez. I see this next question. I don't know how I'm going to answer it.
What inspired you to make your video on Scientology? It's one of my personal favorites.
Yeah, I was just interested in it after the South Park episode, and I kept that for like 10 years until I decided to make a video.
I am obsessed with your content. You are doing incredible work. Slightly smiling face. Are there any topics you really want to cover but for whatever reason can't?
I mean, people ask that a lot.
Hey, my father forbid me from join the army, but he became really successful. HES a Desert Storm vet. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't know your father-son relationship, so I really can't give any thoughts on that. How did he forbid you? Was he like, if you join, I'm gonna shun you or something? In that case, I feel like that's pretty scummy. Back to Queen's question, are there any topics I really want to cover but for whatever reason can't? I would like to redo my videos on color. But in order to do that, I need to get better at editing, especially After Effects. So kind of a New Year's resolution of sorts is to learn After Effects so that I can redo those. So I can't do that in respect to not having the editing skills yet.
You've spoken to things that you were too down the middle. But what topic did you do that when you did it was the furthest from your then opinion?
What? Okay. You've spoken to things that you were too down the middle. What topic did you do that when you did it... Wait, that when you did it was the furthest from your then opinion? Are you asking, like, did I say stuff that I personally disagreed with? If that's the case, gun control. Yeah. Gun control. I talked about a few proposals that I personally disagreed with. So not like the whole video, but when I talk about what we could be doing in the future, there are a few things I say that I'm like, personally, I don't agree with this. Or I think we should go further. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's as far as I'm willing to go on that one for now, since we're trying to finish up. But gun control.
Well done for staggering through this 3-hour-long quickfire question round, plus all the tech and prep work beforehand.
Oh, well, thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Thanks for the £5, and thanks for recognizing the work that goes into just this.
Keep getting impressed by the quality of your videos. Speaking of federalism in the US, would you be interested in researching how it affects, hinder environment protection? Keep up the great work.
I will keep that in mind when I do it, LSR. Thank you. And thank you for becoming a member, Hunter. Yeah, I mean, there are definitely some aspects that federal governments would be worse at.
After you leave the armed forces, they will pay for your post-secondary education only if it will benefit them. Is it the same in the US, or will they pay for anything?
They will pay for anything. The GI Bill will pay for any secondary school, or not secondary, post-secondary. The GI Bill will pay for college, university, vocational school, whatever it is you want. After you're out of the military, they don't care. You can do whatever you want. That's your benefit to use.
Yukon, the NWT and Nunavut are governed directly by Ottawa with OA local say. That's wrong. OFC, the US and CA are different, but Inuit people deserve more.
I agree, David. If that's the case, I didn't know that before.
My brother is 13 years old and obsessed with studying your videos. Can you motivate him for his next workout by saying, Chris, remember the leg drive?
Chris, remember the leg drive. Chris, remember the leg drive.
Please say how you doing.
How you doing? You got some really specific requests here. How you doing? Like Joey? Is that what you want? How you doing?
Thanks for the great videos. Also, would you be interested in doing a video about the history of the
Oh yeah.
how nationalism has affected the region in the 19th and 20th centuries?
Balkanization has been on my list since the beginning.
As a veteran, would you recommend joining to someone just out of HS?
Okay.
I've been indecisive, but I would love an opinion from someone like yourself. Upside down face.
Yeah, so, okay, Balkanization has been on my list forever. I'll get to it at some point. Thanks for the $10, Eden. Now, Alan, would I recommend joining to someone just out of high school? Indecisive, but I would love an opinion. This is a hard one for me. It's crushing this one ear. This is a hard one for me because I got this question a lot as a teacher. Kids asking me all the time, you were in, should I join? Blah, blah. And I don't like giving personal advice to other people, especially when it comes to things like joining the military. That is a huge life-altering decision. It's in the same vein as what should my major be. I don't know what you want to do. So would I recommend anybody join the military? Only if you are 100% sure that's what you want to do. That's the best advice I can give you. Be sure that you want to do it. If you go into it half, if you're only half invested, you're gonna hate it. So only do it if you're sure, and only do it if it's gonna benefit you in some way. Education, technical skills, money, if that's what you need. Only do it if you can benefit personally. I know it's all about serving your country, blah, blah. But if you let it, the military will chew you up and spit you out, and you'll be left with nothing. So please don't do that. That's the best advice I can give you.
Oh man, you're not kidding about the racist fanfiction. Alt history has become it's disturbing. Finding a good channel that covers it is a minefield.
Alternate History Hub, like I said, I know he's not a racist.
What is your view on the CCP and the threats they are making, and how do you think America, other democratic countries will respond?
Yeah, this is a loaded question, Joel. I mean, you're asking me how I feel about Chinese communism, and that's very complicated. You would have to be more specific about what threats they're making, etc. But this is kind of a more involved conversation that I don't want to have while I'm trying to wrap up in the last 10 minutes. If you want to hop over to Twitch, we can talk about that more. But I don't like when countries threaten other countries, and that goes across the board, okay?
Thanks for the awesome videos. You're doing a much better job of answering ethical quandaries on the spot than I am. Gotta admit, I'm impressed.
Well, thank you. I feel like I'm just winging it, but thank you for the $21, Jack.
G'day mate, just curious in terms of analytics, how many people outside of the US, Canada and Europe watch your videos?
My audience
From Australia.
My audience is about 65% US, and then the rest is international.
Controversial question, maybe what game are you most excited for coming out in 20,212,022?
I am not excited about anything. Please tell me what I should be excited for.
I'm a classical musician and would love to see some content on music, classical music history. Ever thought of it? If not, what about content details of far left ideals? Marxism, Ankam, etc.
Okay, so music history, perhaps. That's, again, I know a lot of music channels, and I feel like I could get a collab on that if I wanted. So music, I might be interested in doing something on. The content details of far left ideas, that's why I have like anarchism written down and stuff. Anarchism, at least like the kind that's proposed in Utopia, would be left wing. So I plan on that. I don't know if I would do a Marxist video. I feel like people like ContraPoints and Sean and Philosophy Tube have kind of covered that. But I mean, if I could figure out a unique angle, I wouldn't discount it.
Funds for the Ferret Liberation Front.
Okay, I will let the ferrets out at the end. So in 9 minutes or so. I wouldn't say I'm an anarchist, Ventos. I'm not. I'm a democratic socialist.
Rent's coming up, I see. JK, thanks for teaching me a lot over the years.
Thank you for the $5. Shameful display. I mean, rent is due every month, isn't it?
Beer, wine, or spirits?
Ooh. That's changed as I've gotten older. I think I'm more of a beer person now. But I've definitely gone through phases. Thank you for the 10 Canadian dollars, Ryan.
Ghost, schools, or spirits? Ghost.
Is there... Thank you for the $2, David. That's a weird one. What is Casper? What was he?
How about a video on the Teapot Dome scandal?
Yes. 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 Thank you for the $3, David. Teapot Dome is one of the first oil controversies. Yes.
Tea, coffee, or ghouls?
Why are you all asking the same question? Tea. Thank you for the 5 Canadian dollars. We've caught up.
My reason for feeling indecisive is due to the anti-war, anti-MIP sentiments I see in the media, but I would like a perspective from someone who knows BTR.
Better. Okay, that's what you meant. My reason for feeling indecisive is due to the anti-war. Okay, when you say my reason for feeling indecisive, are you making me like go back and find your old question to see what you're indecisive about? Oh, joining the military. Okay. My reason for feeling due to the anti-war I see in the media, but I would like a perspective from someone who knows. I mean, the anti-war people have a point. The anti-military industrial complex people have a point. So you need to take that into account if you're thinking of joining. I will say that knowing what I know now, I'm not sure I would have joined. I think there is a reason they target high school students and people, 18-year-olds, young people. I think they do that because they know that you don't know yet. That's all. I mean, I don't think I could know about Smedley Butler and still join. Yeah.
Opinion on draft versus volunteer army. Seems a lot of quite vulnerable kids end up in the US military for lack of other good options.
I agree, Amy. I think I like the way we have it, where it's volunteer for the active, and then everyone else is reserve or the draft. I think it's fine. It's not broken, don't fix it.
Sick, here we go, we're caught up, here's my quest.
Good job, David, you didn't type out your quest.
Actually though, just wanna say thanks for being reasonable about complex and nuanced issues in these hyperpolitically charged times. You've helped broaden my mind and refine my views multiple times. So cheers.
Well, thank you for the $50, Ryan. I'm glad.
What is your thoughts on realistic shooters and things like Activision partnering with the US Army? Thanks for the awesome vids.
Okay, my opinion on first-person shooter games, fine. Go for it. Knock yourself out. I don't care. I play Halo and Call of Duty and Fallout and all of that stuff. I have no problem with that. As a veteran, I'm assuming that's kind of what you're asking. It doesn't affect me. I know people who it does though, so I get that. Not me. I'm against the US Army partnering with Activision and streaming on Twitch. I think that's predatory. and I don't like it.
As a Dem socialist, do you support a free market?
Yeah, okay, so for the most part, yes. CM, thank you for the $5. When it comes to clothes and fast food and movies and video games, capitalism is great. Go for it. Except, like, capitalism is great in terms of, like, the best options rise to the top, and they're worth what the market decides and all that. That's fine. I'm against it when it comes to minimum wage, not paying people benefits, that kind of stuff. And I think we should socialize industries like healthcare and education. Those are needs, not wants. It's a very short answer.
Thank you for everything. Don't forget us Brazilians wanting to translate your captions.
Yes, I will remember that, Jason. When I figure out a solution, I'll put out an announcement or something.
Can you expand a little on your StarCraft history? Do you watch any of the esports? It's my favorite game.
Okay, so I started playing Warcraft 1 and Warcraft 2 back in the days when you had to dial up your friend and you played over the phone, and it was one-on-one, just you and him, or her, I guess. It was always a him for me, though. So that's how I used to play these games. And then when StarCraft came out, it was Warcraft in space, and it was great. And I played it from the beginning. I had to download the beta from... It took me days, weeks even. I still remember. I used an app. It's an application called Hotline. I'm not even sure it exists anymore. And the beta was 729.9 megabytes exactly. And I remember that because I had to find it every time. So I've been playing StarCraft since before it came out, and I'm still addicted to it. I don't play competitively. I'm not really into the esports stuff. I just like to play it to pass the time. And I still play it, so... no, I'm not going to tell you my name.
Second Thought has a great video on the US military's shady recruitment practices, like using Twitch and cartoon ads.
I'll have to check that out. I haven't seen that one. But thank you for the $5, Francisco. I follow Second Thought, so...
I know a lot of military recruiters who target foster kids.
Okay.
Horrible.
So something I didn't bring up in the education video that I really wish I did is that the majority of homeschool kids are impoverished and often foster kids. So this idea that homeschool kids are these affluent white kids who perform great at spelling bees and stuff is a myth. You need to let go of that. It's often just foster kids that the state doesn't know what else to do with, so they just kick them into homeschool and forget about them. And it's awful.
Graduating film school next week. I'm taking the Atten Shea Films strat and planning to make history vids about California. You're an inspiration too, Sparkling Heart.
Graduating film school next week. Hey, if you're graduating film school next week, I could use some advice on like lighting and stuff. I really hope that you get into the Discord or something, David. You seem to have donated a lot.
The Philippines and the effects of colonialism on the erasure of their indigenous culture.
Have I considered it? Yes. And I might do that in the future. I touched on it a little bit in the Smedley Butler. God, this song. Okay. I touched on it a little bit in the Smedley Butler video. I talked about the Philippine-American War. So I might focus more on it again in another future video. The Philippines are an interesting case. Okay, there's some more that need to be approved by the moderators. So I'm gonna let the ferrets out now and let those get seen, and then we'll finish up the last few, okay? give them a second, especially Atlas. He's the kind that will no, I'm still asleep, leave me alone.
Great Q&A here for another 5 years.
Thank you for the 40,000 cops, hater. Thank you. I don't know what 40,000 cops are.
Please do a vid on the indigenous people
in
Canada.
Okay, maybe that's something I've been talking to other creators about, because they are. So I might touch on it at some point. Again, I don't like talking about stuff that's happening right now. So, we'll see. But thank you for the 5 Canadian dollars there, D. Okay, so we're gonna do my like the ending spiel here. And if there's any last minute ones, I'll still read them, of course. But if you like this stream, if you liked this sort of, oh, there he is. Oh, he's gonna play with stuff. Is there anything out that he shouldn't? No, we're good. Okay, so this is Peabody under the futon here. Come here, hey. No, he's gonna play with stuff. Hey, come here. Good boy, good boy. Okay, so if you like this stream, here. If you liked this stream, I stream on Twitch on Sundays and Tuesdays. It's usually work related somehow, so we're doing research or writing or editing, something like that. I've never filmed on stream, and that's just because filming is very stressful. So we have a great community over there on Twitch. People help me with fact checking. They ask questions, so I know like how I need to rework the script or whatever, and it's great. The channel would not be where it is today without my Twitch community, as well as my Discord community. And there are many ways to get into the Discord: being a Twitch sub, being a YouTube member, and being a Patreon supporter. All 3 of those will get you access to the Discord. Again, I go there for research purposes all the time. I ask for studies that are behind a paywall. There's usually a professor or a college student who has access, who can help me. We watch movies together. We do watch parties. We watch the Atlas Shrugged movies together, which made them a lot more tolerable, a lot more fun. And it just, a bit of a community. It's nice. So again, Twitch sub, YouTube member, or Patreon supporter. Patreon is a way for you to fund the channel through a monthly subscription, and there's different tiers for different rewards and stuff. You get early access to videos, your name scrolls by at the end of the video, that kind of stuff. And Patreon helps me make videos that are longer. So like the videos that take me 2 months to make, I'm giving up a month of income from a sponsorship in order to do that. And Patreon helps offset that. So when I do a video like libertarianism or Mormonism that took me 2 months to make, that first month I'm not getting any sponsorship money from. So Patreon helps. It's a huge... I don't know what I would do without it. So Patreon is great. Aside from that, you can also follow me on Twitter at KnowingBetterYT. You get my hot political takes, my opinions on current events, movies. I'm obsessed with Bo Burnham's Inside. It's so good, especially as an independent creator who films by himself. It's so good. I'm probably going to end up watching it again tonight. And you would know that if you followed me on Twitter. Aside from that, Facebook and Instagram. I have a Facebook page. I typically post like long form stuff to there. Instagram for ferret pictures. And I post a lot of teasers for upcoming video topics. So I'll post something like working outside today, and there's my notebook with everything on it so you can see what my next video is. Or Atlas on a yoga ball as a hint for Atlas Shrugged. So I post stuff like that on Instagram. I've really started using that more often in this last year, so it's been a lot more fun doing it that way. Make sure you take the survey down below if you haven't already. I really do use that information to kind of tailor my content. So if you don't tell me what you want and who you are and where you're from, I don't know, and I can't make content for you. So please do the survey. So this is Peabody. He's the all-white ferret. Atlas is half silver. What? Atlas is the half silver one. He used to be a lot darker. But okay, go play. I have to answer some questions. Okay, last batch of questions.
Have you read the book How to Hide an Empire? It goes over the overlooked parts of US history.
I have not. How to Hide an Empire. Thank you for the suggestion and the $5. Oh, and thank you for the $20, Gabriel. How to hide an empire. I mean, how perfect that the music just ended like that. Okay, let's see if we can get the other ferret up too. He's still like, oh no, I'm asleep. I'm asleep. Okay. Go through the tunnel so that they know you do stuff. Come on. Oh, no, I'm not coming here. Oh. No? You're not gonna do it? Do a trick for them, please. Yeah. No, he's like, oh, I can't, you're watching. No, I'm not letting you in there. No? You just want to go in there? These guys, they won't perform when I want them to. They don't help with rent or anything. I don't think he's ever actually seen the stick. I always keep the stick in the closet. Or the log, rather. Were there any other? No, there weren't. Wow, you guys have been listening? I said I was done, and that was it. You actually listened. I expected it just to keep going. I'm actually quite surprised at how good you are, how well trained you are. Okay, well, at least you get to see him do something. So I will be doing a stream on Twitch on Sunday. So if you like this and you want to see more, head on over to Twitch. Aside from that, my next video is on Jehovah's Witnesses, and it won't be out until July. I kind of took some time to work on the bloopers, and this stream. This actually took quite a bit to set up. So this was my June project. So next video, I'm already working on. I've been researching it quite a bit. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this next year.
I don't listen.
Of course you don't. Rosara is my production assistant. 6 months ago, I hired a production assistant to help me with things like fact checking and finding stock footage, and being a community manager. She's the moderator for my Discord and all that stuff. So she gets away with super chatting at the end there. So anyway, I hope you had fun. I had fun. But now it's coming up on. I hear the door. That's what he's messing with. Now I think it's time we end for the day, which is it's very sad, but all good things must come to an end. Anyway, thank you very much for all the support and the continued support. I see a bunch of you trying to sneak in at the end. I'm already ending it, so I apologize. But I mean, maybe if she sneaks them in there, but in any case, I appreciate all of the support. I appreciate that you guys keep watching my stuff and sharing it and everything. I'm about to get choked up. I never thought that this YouTube thing would get this far and continue for so long. I thought I would only have a few months before it faded away. But you guys have been great. I love that I'm able to do this.
I don't listen either.
Yeah, thanks for the $5, Empress. Okay, last one. No, maybe not. Maybe if it doesn't. Okay, it might have. Thank you for the $5, Dylan. We're gonna hold off on your question though. So thank you everybody. I appreciate all of the support, and I hope to continue to do this. I don't know about 5 more years. I would love to be able to do this for 5 more years, but that really depends on you guys. So keep watching. Thank you everybody, and have a good night.